Hello, hello, and welcome back to some more Mass Effect, and today is DLC day. Now, hopefully my voice sounds normal. It sounds fine. I have been messing with a voice changing program, and right now it's fully installed. It's integrated into the PC setup, and right now it's turned on, and I have it set to no filter. The weird thing is it has its own volume setup, so I had to match the volume settings. So there's that. But yeah, I now have channel point rewards. I made them, they're only like 1,500. I made them cheap. I was like, whatever. I do have a thing where I have them where you can only use like each one a half an hour, I think, at a time. Just because like I don't want to play my entire stream sounding, goofy. There it is. Okay, I have to see if this works right. Let me know if this works right. I have it set to hotkeys on my keyboard. I also don't have a timer. I'm just going to have to kind of just figure this out. About 11, okay, so about 16 minutes. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this works.
Is it working? I hope it's working. I tried to make some custom voices, but they didn't quite work right. Basically, the program has presets, and then the program also has the ability to make your own. The issue is you can't tweak the presets. They're the way they are. So I can't take a preset, okay, there's one preset, for instance, like a robot. It's almost like a Geth. It's close. I just have to make it a little deeper, but I can't. I have to remake the robot voice somehow by using no guides, because I couldn't find any. And then I'm going to have to tweak it slightly to make it sound more like a Geth. So it's going to be a little while before I get some specific voices in. Yeah, this one sounded the most like a Reaper, so I went with it. Okay, today is DLC day. We're just going to jump into Leviathan DLC. Also, I can't hear myself, so hopefully it doesn't sound... I tested this before stream, but it's weird that I can't hear myself talking. Yeah, there's because this is a preset, I can't tweak it slightly. I have to remake this and then do it. And I don't exactly know how to make certain things in it. I'm going to have to mess with it more, basically. Alright, Citadel. It is time to find the Leviathans, so we can kill them. I need to remember I sound like a Reaper right now. We must find the Leviathans and indoctrinate them, assuming direct control. I believe it's Dr. Bryson's lab. Let's get this started. Yeah, I think each one has a half an hour cooldown. It's just a test day to see how they sound. I only put in 4, by the way, because I tried to lengthen the Mass Effect as best I could, and I picked 4 that were kind of I get it, we're close.
I want you to match this against all known locations and update the map. Then contact the field teams for a progress report.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Commander Shepard. We've been expecting you. Just a moment. And Hadley? Could you gather the Leviathan data for us? Apologies, Commander. The rest of my team is out investigating leads right now. I'm Dr. Garrett Bryson, and this is Task Force Aurora.
What's your assignment?
Our mandate is to investigate legends, rumors, old stories about the Reapers before anyone knew they existed.
You mean me? They don't know why I exist. Idiots.
That's an interesting goal, but is anyone doubting the Reapers exist these days?
The Alliance is still desperate for intelligence. Reaper motives, their operational tactics. Anything that can give us an edge.
And how did you wind up in charge?
When the rest of the galaxy says something doesn't exist, I take that as a chance to prove that it does.
So you're in it for the challenge?
For the truth. Even as late as 2148, humanity still thought aliens were a myth. That was within my lifetime.
Nice thing on there.
Once that myth was proven to be reality, our entire history changed.
Reapers were part of that reality too.
But even they have a history, Commander. If we can just uncover it, there may be a weakness we can exploit.
Some weaknesses? We are beyond you.
Alliance resources are stretched pretty thin. Is this really worth the time?
Just imagine if this task force had existed 3 years ago when you discovered the Prothean beacon. This whole war might not have happened. But now with new information we've uncovered, a breakthrough's near. Hadley, do you have the data?
I've assumed direct control.
No!
Weak
This is
human,
Commander
you should have
Shepard.
killed him.
I need C-Sec at my location, now! You shouldn't be here. The darkness can't be breached.
The darkness can't be breached.
Transit records show his name is Derek Hadley. He's worked here for a couple months.
Shepard, I monitored a C-Sec alert from this location. Were you harmed?
I'm fine. But I could use your help sorting this out, Edie. Take a look through their files. I need to know what this task force was up to.
At once.
What? What's happening?
Oh, one thing I didn't mess with is some of these voices have some funny ways of interacting with certain sounds. Like there's that ghost one that I have. If you do something like a weird spooky thing, it has a cool effect on it. That's the other stuff I need to mess with. By the way, it's been 5 minutes. Let me fix this real quick.
Am I back to normal now? Am I not a Reaper? You're a murderer. Like me, but you didn't get away with it like I do all the time.
You just shot your boss. He's dead. Why?
After you arrived, it was dark, cold, like I was somewhere else.
Take a good look. You did that. You pulled the trigger and killed him.
No. No. I couldn't have. No! I'm not a murderer!
Just rubbing his face in it like a pet. Look what you did. Look what you did. On the carpet, too. I am normal. That is one of the best things I've had told of me in a long time. What a good compliment. You are normal. You're lying.
I saw you pull the trigger. Then you tried to kill me.
I swear I didn't!
Commander, this does resemble reports of indoctrination.
Indoctrination? Me?
What about that Leviathan Bryson mentioned? How does that tie in?
It's some kind of creature. Our field teams have been tracking it. That artifact came in from our researcher, Garneau. He sent an audio log if you wanna...
What's wrong?
Turn back.
What are you talking about?
The darkness cannot be breached.
Damn it. Get him over to the clinic. See if they can tell us what's wrong with him.
Yes, sir.
Commander, you'll want to see this. It's an outgoing message from Dr. Bryson to Admiral Hackett.
Dr. Bryson, you have an update? Admiral, the Leviathan of Dis that we've been investigating, I think we're really onto something. Give me the brief. About 20 years ago, the Batarians discovered a Reaper corpse that had died in battle. They covered it up and denied it ever existed. But I'm intrigued by the larger implication. What could have killed the Reaper in the first place? Exactly. That's the real Leviathan. It's worth pursuing. Continue your investigation and update me on the progress.
There is also a follow-up message from a few weeks later.
Admiral, the Reapers are shadowing my field teams as if they're hunting Leviathan themselves. Whatever it is, I believe Leviathan is nothing less than a Reaper killer. Almost an apex predator, and it has them nervous. If we could just find it, imagine the impact on the war. I'm formally requesting assistance in tracking it down. You'll have it. This is now your top priority, Doctor. Find that thing.
It appears we were meant to be that assistance.
So it's kind of ironic that... I mean, I guess they're not called Leviathans. We gave them that name. Just like the Protheans gave the Reapers their name. We know they're called Reapers because of the Geth and Sovereign. Or Saren. That's a good point. Why do they know them as Reapers? Saren mentions the Reapers, and so does the Geth, so does Matriarch Benezia. Kind of wondering why the Reapers told Saren they were called Reapers in the first place, when that was the name the Protheans gave them. Odd. Hey, this DLC is all about discovery and mystery, so I'm kind of like getting in that mood. Let's figure out some mysteries here. But the Leviathan of Dis was always known as a Batarian discovery. And now, that wasn't the real Leviathan. The real Leviathan was whatever killed it.
I see Bryson's point. Anything capable of bringing a Reaper down is worth finding.
Despite the potential dangers it could pose, I would agree.
But we won't know unless we can find it.
Bryson's assistant did say they recently received a log from their field researcher. It may yield more information.
Yes.
This must be the artifact the assistant mentioned. And here's the log.
Dr. Bryson, it's Garneau. I'm sending you an artifact I found. About the only thing I found there, in fact. Maybe it's nothing, but I'd swear Leviathan came through here. I'm gonna crunch some numbers. Burn up the rest of this project travel allowance. Maybe I can project our Reaper Killer's movements. I'll check in when I get to the next site.
Garneau appears to be our best lead to track Leviathan, but he does not state a destination.
He's out there somewhere. And we need him.
I'll do what I can. Bryson and his colleagues evidently used a galaxy map search program in their hunt for Leviathan. It may help us locate Garneau.
Ooh. I do like this has that aspect to it. The mystery in space aspect. I like this. It's been a while since I played a game that had like a mystery feel to it. Of discovery. I should try to find a game like that and put it on the list. Some kind of mystery type game. Less puzzles, more just discovery.
Does this tell us where Garneau went?
No, but we may be able to narrow down his location if we find clues he was using in his search for Leviathan.
Hey. Oh, and in the Discord server, I did post a link to a Google Doc that has all the games I'm planning on streaming in the future. There's probably a few more I forgot to add, I'm sure, on console. But if anyone has any suggestions of something that isn't on there, let me know.
Is this Prothean?
Yes. I believe Dr. Bryson and Liara would have had much to discuss.
Can you add a search filter for locations known to have Prothean ruins or artifacts?
Adding the search filter, you may examine the results on the Galaxy Map program.
I wonder if I wish I could talk to Javik about this. I wonder if the Protheans knew about the Leviathans. I wonder if they discovered the Leviathan of Dis like the Batarians did, but they were smart enough to stay away from it. While the Batarians are not. To be fair, any race that would have found the Leviathan of Dis probably would have messed with it. Come on. We know humans would have. God, Batarians just can't catch a break, can they?
These are all murders in which the accused lacked a known motive and claimed memory loss.
Just like Bryson's assistant. You think Garneau was following a trail of blackout crimes?
It is possible. We need to find data matching dates and locations for crimes of this nature.
Okay. Filter for that.
Here's the time and date chart for the crimes. Can you filter for murders where the killer claimed memory loss?
Adding this search filter to the Galaxy Map.
Oh yeah, that body outline always reminded me of a Geth. Because that head has that Geth look to it. Alright, so we have Prothean ruins and people that killed people without thinking... Wow, people that kill people and then didn't know they did it. How about that? Oh yeah, this place also introduces new mods for weapons. Although, think about this. We're looking in the entire galaxy for this one person. Kind of hard to find if you don't narrow it down a little bit. I'll go outside. And we are on the Citadel. As you can see, we have a nice Citadel view. Oh, it's even got some spooky music playing a little bit. Speaking of spooky, I do start Spooky Week next week after this. I should be finishing this tomorrow, hopefully. Undertale and Alien Isolation. I should add some jump scare noises to the soundboard and make them as cheap as possible. They cost bits in the program, but there might be, I don't know. I don't like the lowest amount I can make it. It's probably like 5. I'll make the scary ones like 5. I'll also turn it up a little bit, just so it's a little more jump scary. I hate jump scares, by the way, but for that week, I'll do it.
Unexplained creature sightings.
Ooh, Monster Hunters. Tonight on Monster Quest. Oh, Hannibal the hamster. We get to see the point of view of Shepard's trusty minion, Hannibal the hamster. Which one was that? That is number 1, I think. Yeah.
And now I'm Hannibal the hamster. Remember all the time that Brock kills people and the bodies disappear? It's because he fed them to me.
Bryson was not merely tracking sightings. He was attempting to extrapolate a course.
And Garneau could have been following that course. Edie, can you add a search filter for systems along that projected path?
Adding the search filter now.
Yes. Creatures. Let's find them.
Meteorite fragment, maybe?
He was studying it as an object of importance. We should look more closely at a sample.
Okay then.
Meteorite sample. With traces of element 0. Would Leviathan need ESO?
While it is not consumed as fuel during FTL travel, element 0 will decay after several centuries of active use. If Leviathan is old enough, it would need to replenish its supplies.
Okay. Can you give me a search filter for locations with element 0?
Adding it now.
Hey, Ninja. Do you like Hannibal's voice? Ooh, a mass pulse recoil system. Yay.
Looks like data on the Rachni.
March 7th, 2186. I'm looking at the Rachni. Their movements during the Rachni Wars suggest alien influence. But the timing is wrong. And Rachni weren't implanted with Reaper tech. What if Leviathan was preparing the Rachni to fight the Reapers?
What do you think, Edie?
It is possible that Bryson's team is using ancient Rachni fleet activity to find Leviathan. We saw a datapad containing data on Rachni movements earlier. It may be relevant.
I see.
By Anne Bryson. Age 9.
This does not seem relevant at the
Oh,
moment.
is it a Hanar? Did she make a picture of the Hanar?
The Rachni data.
Can you add a cross-reference for locations of sightings?
Doing so now.
Alright, so we got a Rachni filter. We're missing one. Don't remember which one it is, though. Oh, the Thorian, a life form discovered on Theros, provides fascinating insight into the life cycle of a truly alien species. Unlike conventionally intelligent life, it does not use mass relays. Protein artifacts would not interest it. Yep, it stays in one place. Hey, Dusty. Yep, this is me for another 3 minutes. Commander Shepard claims that Reaper enemies cultivated life to evolve along lines they could predict, using technology the Reapers controlled. The Thorian's an exception to that rule. It evolved to use organic tools rather than conventional technology. Interesting. The Reapers gave technology to the galaxy, but the Thorian doesn't do that. Yeah, I have 4 of them. I put them on a 30-minute cooldown just so it's not the entire stream, but again, I'm just testing them for today. I need to add more. Leviathan must be somehow similar to have survived undetected for so long. The Thorian used pain conditioning to control its victims, using them as manual labor, or even as a man would use his own hands and fingers. Commander Shepard claims that Reapers do the same thing through a process called indoctrination. Whatever Leviathan is, it must be something similar. Yeah, I can see a species that uses organic type stuff to kind of throw a wrench in the Reaper's plans. Ooh, it's a piece of Sovereign.
Sovereign. Vanguard of our destruction. How's that working out for you, big guy?
Since I know the hamster thing is active, I can't help but make my voice a little higher pitched than normal. I know it doesn't really do much to the voice filter, but I can't help but do it. Anything here? Anything here? Nope. Oh.
Sir, this is Bryson. We know the Reapers are after Leviathan. Studying Reaper hunting patterns could be vital to finding it.
That data is classified top secret, Dr. Bryson. If it falls into the wrong hands...
It won't. The data's encrypted. I'll keep the decryption key safe. Close to my heart.
Oh, that's sweet.
Close to his heart. What the hell does that mean?
Close to his heart. Oh, maybe you should dig into his chest and rip out his heart.
The Reaper fleet activity is encrypted, per Bryson's statement in the log.
He said he was keeping the decryption key close to his heart.
Okay, let me, it's been 5 minutes, so let me Switch back.
Yeah, hey, I think I'm me again. Ah. So we got to hear Hamster and we got to hear Reaper. Or I was gonna name it Sluggard, which is Sovereign's half brother from the Citadel DLC movie thing. But strangely enough, Twitch does not like the word sluggard. It doesn't like that word. So I couldn't I couldn't actually make it called that. So I had to make it just called Sovereign's half brother. Now I'm kind of curious if that means anything in a different language, or it just maybe it's, I don't know. I don't know what's flagging it. Ooh.
Another piece of Anne Bryson's childhood art.
Wait a minute. I'll take a look at that.
Numbers.
I can use these numbers to construct a decryption key.
All right, let's get back to the data pad we found earlier.
Age 9. I can just see Brock staring at this like, I'd expect better art from a 9-year-old. Oh no. Again, Brock's a jerk, so.
Dr. Bryson, per your request, I'm clearing Task Force Aurora for intercepted Batarian communications regarding the Leviathan of Dis.
Commander, the Dreadnought is in custody, but the Solarians may have surveillance footage. Our ambassador will issue a full denial. Give me your preliminary analysis. Several million years old at least, and its technology outstrips anything on the Council. Excellent. Our scientists will work day and night to bring its secrets to the hegemony.
Oh yeah.
I'm concerned
This
the real Leviathan of Dis, the thing that destroyed the ship, is still out there, unaccounted for. Irrelevant. The ship is our priority. And as far as the rest of the galaxy is concerned, there is no Leviathan of Dis. There never was.
two things. One, the Batarians covered this up, and it would have been very handy to know this earlier. Once again, an alien species covering something up for their own gain kind of bites us in the ass. It's kind of a known, ongoing thing. But also, the Batarians, there was that theory. The Batarians have been indoctrinated this whole time. Balak mentions the Batarians just kind of like let the Reapers in because they doubled down on the research of the Leviathan of Dis because of the Reapers coming. But they've been working on it for years. It's possible that there were Batarians high up, like in the science division or like their government, that have been slowly indoctrinated over the course of the last 2 decades. As I said, the Batarians can't catch a break. And I feel sorry for them. The Solarians also knew about it. Of course, the Solarians know about everything. Alright, we have all the filters. Let's see. Prothean, Element Zero, Rachni, Blackout Crimes, and creature sightings. I don't really see the Prothean stuff being that useful to this. Definitely Ezo.
Element Zero deposits.
They need it to fly through space. Alright, so we got
Based on the
5.
search results, Garneau is in one of these 5 systems. I have marked the Normandy map with possible locations. We can leave now, unless you wish to further narrow the search.
No, I'd like to continue. Blackout Crimes.
Crimes.
That fits what happened here. Nothing.
No results. Some of our search parameters may be irrelevant.
Interesting. Interesting. I would have thought that'd be one of them. Although maybe... Let me take off the Element Zero. How about creature sightings?
Alien sightings.
No results.
Nothing.
Some of our search parameters may be irrelevant.
Take out that and put this back on.
5 possible systems.
Prothean.
Not Prothean.
artifacts.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe we'll find something.
No results. Some of our search parameters may be
Yeah,
irrelevant.
doesn't make sense that Prothean stuff would be in there.
5 possible systems.
Let me turn Ezo back on.
Element
There
Zero
we go.
deposits.
3.
3 possibilities.
Now, how about combine that with Rachni activity? Because there is, again, the idea that the Leviathans were the ones that messed with the Rachni, not the Reapers.
Rachni activity.
Nothing.
No results. Some of our search parameters may be irrelevant.
Alright, turn off Rachni.
3 possibilities.
Prothean, Rachni, Blackout. I think there is a way to actually get this down to only 1. Turn Prothean back on for a second. Nope. Okay, just making sure.
No results. Some of our search parameters may be irrelevant. 3 possibilities.
Ezo was not one of them. Rachni was not one of them. Hey, Melon. Hello. I guess we could just go with these 3. We'll find it eventually. There's only 3 systems to look at. Well, let's go. Let's go find Dr. Garneau. Alright. We actually just started the Leviathan DLC. Today is DLC day. I'm going to try to do all the DLC in this game in one day. Might be a bit of a longer stream. Yeah, watch me pick the wrong filters, so I'm going to the 3 wrong areas. That's okay. Brock is not the best at the thinkies, so I think 3 is about as best as good as we're gonna get. All right, let's see here. We'll leave the ones that are flashing are the ones. Yep, we have scan for Dr. Gano. Yeah, let's try it. But how was everyone doing this Friday? It's Friday, weekend. Weekend has no meaning for me anymore at this point, but it does to most people still. Alright.
Signal confirmed.
I doubt he's on Ilium. Oh. I somehow missed this. Wait, how did I miss this? I somehow missed this sector. Well. Aha. That's going to be a waste if I get it right now. Oh, you started the workout thing. I'm not starting that until Monday. And at this point, I'm only going to be doing the couch to 5K thing. And then basically just some push-ups. I'm going to start off slow. I'm old and out of shape. I need to start slow. The biggest mistake I always make is not doing anything for a while and then just jumping into everything. Don't do that. Maybe when I was younger I could do that, but yeah, normally it's like time to use the treadmill again. What I do? How about I walk some? No, I'm gonna try to do as much as I can all week. Like, yep, that's a mistake. Thing is, though, I'm hoping I'm not past that point where I just can't do that kind of stuff anymore. Oh, unsuccessful.
Garneau is not located in this system.
Oh. Yeah. Anyway, back when I was actually walking on the treadmill 2 times a day, I would do it 2 times a day, 6 days a week, and it kind of started hurting my knees and stuff. So I was like, I gotta stop doing it a little bit. And then I got lazy. Come on. This is a big system. But I have never, ever been a fan of cardio. I have always hated cardio. That's my biggest hurdle. No, not the come on. There's something else here. Why can't I find it? There it is. Ooh, money. Run.
Evasion successful.
All right, I'm gonna grab that fuel that I missed. Oh wow, look how close the Reapers are here. Reapers are from getting here. Itty bitty little bit. You know what? Screw you, Ilium. I don't like you anyway. Wait. There you go. Have fun, Ilium. Bye.
Eluded.
That was a Brock thing to do. Where else am I going? Here. I just have to be patient with that kind of stuff. Also, the first week or two is actually pretty, it's not bad. I took a quick look at it. I mean, it was basically walk for 5 minutes, jog for like 1 or 2, walk for 5 minutes, jog for 1 or 2. It's nice, like, it leads you into it nicely. All right, Garneau, where are you? There's just nothing here.
Signal confirmed.
Ah.
We have located Garneau.
Aha! We found Garneau. All right, team. Aww. Every time I see this screen, I'm sad. No Tally. No Garrus. I mean, no Ashley's kind of a plus, but... Because we're chasing Leviathans, I'm gonna bring Javik. Maybe I actually don't remember if Javik has any dialogue in this DLC or not. But if anyone does, it would be Javik and Liara, I guess, because Liara is like, you know, the previous civilization expert person. Yeah, we'll bring those two. I don't know yet. I haven't. We don't know that until until Sanctuary. Sanctuary won't be done until tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm doing Sanctuary and all the endgame stuff. Oh yeah, I was using the broken Indra last night. It's fun. I'm going to use the Matic because it's fun, and I'm going to give it a nice scope. Yeah. Hey, Dominic. And how about a nice pistol? That's not the Executioner. Eagle. You're just in time for the first mission of Leviathan DLC. Recharge speed of all about yes. That's all I need. If it affects Brock, Brock wants it. Slow target movement, yes please. That makes it easier to hit things. If there's any way in a game that has shooting mechanics where it makes it easier to hit stuff, I'll do it.
We're about 5 minutes out, Commander.
What exactly is on this asteroid?
Mining facility. TGS Mineral Works. Small operation. Could be a good place for Leviathan to hide.
We've all read Edie's notes on Bryson's lab. Any questions?
Do we have any more information on what Leviathan could be?
Not really. We only know it killed a Reaper.
But it is this Garneau human, Bryson's partner, we must locate.
Right. If we find Garneau, we find Leviathan.
Understood.
Powerful enough to take down a Reaper, but hiding from the war. There's more to this. I just hope Garneau has the answers we need.
I'm reading Reaper enemy signatures in the asteroid field.
Bryson said they were shadowing his field teams. If they're after Leviathan too, Reapers are a good sign.
That's not something you hear every day.
Take us in.
Yeah, I have 4 people left on my team, and one's DLC. Javik is DLC, then I have James, Liara, and Edie. That's it. Those are the only 3 that I had in my party most of the game through my Kill Everyone playthrough. Because I didn't get Javik. I left him on Eden Prime to get captured by Cerberus, basically.
Don't go anywhere,
Yeah.
Cortez. We'll grab this guy and be right out. Keep me updated on the Reaper situation.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, it's sad, but again, these kind of games are fun to play through more than one way.
Scouting party.
You gotta do it at least once, or you get to watch me do it. You don't have to do it yourself. Oh yeah, fire bullets. Fire bullets. Okay. Now, when you're zoomed in with a weapon like this, it feels like the, you can tell the sensitivity goes down. Like, that's how fast I can turn. But if I do this, it's a lot slower. Dude, I think Javik was punching him in the face while I shot him. Ah. Oh, it's so loud.
Let's get Garneau before the serious troops arrive.
The people in this facility will be scared.
Now, this part's a little creepy. I mean, we're in the right month, I guess. This part has a bit of a creepiness factor to it. Also, I mean, Alien Isolation takes place on some kind of space station. And so that's kind of where we are. No, I don't want to be famous. Go away. Get out of here. Making me alt-tab out of my game. Get out of here. Oh, wow. 3 of them. Get out of here. Stupid Reaper forces, get out of here. Trying to indoctrinate me with their follower buying. Even Brock won't do that. No, I don't want to be famous. They keep, look, Ninja, they keep asking me, and I keep telling them no. They're not listening. I swear if I looked at my list of banned accounts, 99% of them are those.
All guests need to sign in at reception.
Wow, they look really scared.
Be panicked.
They're terrified. Okay, that's creepy. That slow head turn, that was creepy. Boy, I can't wait till Alien Isolation.
I'm Commander Shepard of the Alliance. You just had Reaper troops attacking your front door.
Are they still there?
I've taken care of them for now.
I see. That will be all.
That will be... Hello?
Yes. Welcome to TGS Mineral Works. How can we help you?
Yes. For the tour. Please sign in.
You don't seem worried about those Reapers. You know something I don't?
TGS Mineral Works is a small to mid-level supplier of tungsten to the galaxy.
That's not what I meant.
Are you familiar with the applications of tungsten?
That line. I've heard that line like quoted out of context. I always forget where it was from. That's what it's from. Okay. Oh, hello, Flotilla Frank. I did the Flotilla stuff yesterday. It didn't end well for them. But how are you doing?
Look, we don't have time to waste. I'm looking for a researcher, Dr. Garneau. He would have arrived within the last couple weeks. If he's still here, I need to speak to him.
We have no Dr. Garneau.
Do you need to see a doctor?
How about I just go in and look around?
No. The access elevator is broken.
It's broken now. I love that.
And now, we're done. Step away.
Step away. You don't belong here.
Commander, something is wrong here.
There's some good acting there.
Let's look around. Careful.
That's some Mass Effect Andromeda level acting. Okay. Dr. Tryphon, your appeal is denied. Your resources are cut off and you've been reassigned. Clear out your office and report to Dr. Lan. There'll be no further discussion on this matter.
Excuse me.
You don't belong here.
Story of my life. I try to interact with a group of people in public. You don't belong here. Oh, bye. I'll go stand in the corner.
This is unnerving.
We should repair the elevator.
Yes, it was an accident, but...
Hello?
Are you worried about the Reapers?
What's a Reaper? Alright, we'll fix that later.
Elevator offline. Repair terminal activated.
I'll set the drone to repair the elevator, but we have to stay with it.
Oh yeah, this also introduces the new multiplayer stuff they added at one point. The new stuff you have to do on the, oh, what? I don't remember what rounds have the objectives. Is it 3, 7, and 10?
Repairs initiated.
Don't remember. been a long time since I played that multiplayer. And we're done. Security log, past 7 days. Jan Randall, Alex Garneau, Stephen Bragg, Fiona Triffin. So they lied. Big surprise.
The log for the elevator said Garneau was here in the last week. Why would they lie about that?
No idea. Let's hope we don't have to look too far.
Mineral lab or mineral lab? I think I'll take the mineral lab.
This is a restricted area.
Break in.
Personnel ID number is required.
I don't have. Have you seen Dr. Garneau?
Access denied.
You shouldn't be here.
Evolutionary implications of human biotics.
Oh, Javik is intrigued.
Turn back. You shouldn't be here.
Note to staff. This new crossbreed appears harmless and would be inconspicuous in an office environment. However, it is exceedingly dangerous. Use extreme caution when working with all third generation plants.
None of this makes sense for workers at a mining station.
No, it does not. Although it is in the middle of nowhere, so good place to do some secret stuff.
Before psychosis is too high.
What if the pain stimuli is applied more quickly?
I can still hear you.
Interesting. We should look into that.
I don't want to go in there just yet. I want to look around some more.
Even estimating 60 days for complete global starvation. That's the merciful route.
Absolutely. That's the data to use.
Now, I know what's happening here because I've played this before, but
This is a restricted security terminal. A level 5 passcode is required for
once again, it has that mystery aspect to it.
access denied.
And again, I don't play that many games that have mystery stuff involved normally. It's a nice change of pace.
Turn back. You don't belong here.
Yeah, I'm getting that feeling.
Due to an increase in electrical storm activity, communications with the beta site research team has been delayed. We ask all those awaiting data to please be patient. Current forecasts indicate that the storms will dissipate by the end of the week. Regular communications will resume at that time.
TGS Mineral Works has an eye on the future.
Ooh.
Cutting-edge research drives us forward.
All right, well, nice video tour.
You shouldn't be here.
Turn back, Commander.
Jeremy Brown. Since applying recent feedback, your work has been shown a vast improvement. Your work with the corrupted skin samples we required was impressive. Skin samples? You are being given a promotion and a raise in security access level. Thank you for your hard work. This review is confidential. Employees are encouraged not to leave reviews in the view of others.
Personnel ID.
Convenient.
This is a restricted area. An active patient file number is required.
Okay, all right. So I have to get a patient file. Got it. Where am I going? How about here? You know, I would say that I missed the little, I would say I miss the little mini game to match the things, but I really don't. I'd rather just stand there. Let's be honest.
Attention. Comm system is offline. This message was not sent.
Bryson, it's Garneau. I've had to go into hiding, and I need you to come get me. I found another one of those artifacts here. More important than we realized. It's in the mines. Here's the nav point. That's where I'll be. If something happens, I'm attaching a passcode that I hacked together. It'll open any security terminal. Bryson, something is very wrong here. Please hurry. Garneau out.
So he noticed what was wrong, but that's the last we heard of him.
Still here. Do we have that passcode hack?
Yes. Just input it at the security terminal.
Lurking. Thank you for the lurk. Yay. Yeah. It's like the game knows I'm lost and it's telling me where to go.
Punch in Garneau's terminal hack and see what it gets us.
God, half of Alien Isolation is going to be lost. With an alien hunting me.
The ship dropped him off a week ago.
It appears he had full access at one point before going into hiding.
Well, we know what he looks like. Kind of.
Unknown male was involved in an altercation in the mines.
This Garneau human was headed to the mines.
Looks like he was taken to the medbay.
You are in the mineral lab, a low security, all access area. The medbay is restricted to authorized personnel with active patient file numbers.
I have the file number.
Convenient.
Let's go get Garneau.
Okay. Medbay. Just go through here. Hey, look, I can read. Medical bay. This way. Please tell me that Alien Isolation, there's stuff marked like that. Or there's a really good map. Because I've never played. I've actually seen the game played like twice. A little bit. Not much. To prevent spoilers, I've only seen the game played a little bit.
File number is required.
File 7364.
Access granted.
Oh, I should have gotten the mineral lab instead of the mineral lab. We all make mistakes. Sure, I didn't miss much. Welp.
Is that Garneau?
I hope not, or we've hit a dead end.
Dead.
If you are looking for Garneau, you have found him. I am Dr. Garneau.
I'm Commander Shepard of the Alliance. Are you all right?
Yes. Only I'm trapped in here.
What's been going on in this place?
I was doing my research. Until the incident.
They attacked you.
It's true. But aside from my confinement, I'm fine.
Whatever's going on here, I need you to focus.
Of course, Commander.
I need you to tell me everything you found on the Leviathan. Bryson seemed to think it killed a Reaper.
It's a myth. A dead end.
In your call to Bryson, you mentioned an artifact.
I did? No.
Yes, Doctor, you did. But now we've got Reaper forces attacking, so I need to break you up. We'll grab the artifact and go.
Reapers. The darkness must not be breached.
We've heard that before.
Darkness.
Why do you pursue me?
Doctor?
Leave the artifact. You will not take what is mine.
He is not himself. This is not Garneau we are talking to.
You killed a Reaper. I need your help.
You bring only death.
Uh-oh. It's another chase scene. Come on. I'm sure he's gone by now, but let's... Oh, no. Well, yep, he's gone.
Someone has cut the power.
There he is.
Leave this place.
Wait! We need to get to that artifact before he does.
He said it was in the mines.
We'll need to find a different route.
Aha! I think it took me forever to find that last time I did this. I think I was standing there for like 5 minutes. Like, I don't know where to go.
Garneau's notes gave us a nav point for the artifact.
According to my map, there's a service
Oh, yeah.
at the next tram station.
Looks like we're not the only ones headed that way.
But we're the only ones who will
Shepard and his inability to use a ladder. Okay, let's just ignore the husks for now. I remember this place. Don't we have to escort a drone at some point through here with a bunch of banshees chasing us? Also, isn't there a super weapon over here somewhere? That giant Reaper nuke thing? I forget what it's called. There it is. I'm gonna save that for when banshees show up. I'm missing fire bullets again? I am. It must reset when I was inside. Well, that is one of the things I've only seen on the PC version, is that ladder thing. Just like in Mass Effect 1, falling through the map a couple times, that was only on PC. Never saw that on console.
Watch our flank.
The chase has come to a grinding halt. Now, I am a Vanguard. I should be Vanguarding, I suppose. Oh, Liara. Oh, that's why you died. Okay. Acceptable. I'm trying to use biotic charge, but I can't go up there. And it's getting me killed. Come on. Banshees, I know you're out there somewhere. There they are. Okay, here's the plan. Liara and Javik go up there and distract them. And I sit back here and shoot them. Come on. Come on, another one. Get over here.
Got it.
Come on. Get him in one place. It walks. Good enough. Sorry, Javik. Your sacrifice will be remembered.
There's the door.
Okay, let's find that artifact.
Hey, remember, Brock is the butcher of Torfin. He does what he has to do to get the job done. Ooh, cranial trauma. Nice. That actually requires aiming, but that's okay.
What just happened?
Looks like the door's power supply has been cut.
The trouble spots are out there. We should send this repair drone.
We'll need to escort it.
Of course we will.
Damaged. Its power reserves are limited.
Let's make it quick then.
When do you want to airlock that too, Javik? Javik doesn't like robots. Come on. Come on, little drone. So yeah, there was an update to the multiplayer that added a few new objectives, and this is one of them. Escort the drone. The drone also gives you shields randomly, which is nice. Kill the bugs.
One repair done. One to go.
Yep, see, I have to follow it. And if it loses all its shields, it dies. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Woo. No, that's not good. Alright, go. Wish I had a shotgun for this. Be nice. Javik. For all Javik's talk of being just the perfect fighting machine and he's the spirit of vengeance, basically the Ghost Rider of the Protheans, he does die a lot. Oh, hello. Off me. I don't like hugs. I'm not a hug person. Always feel that's super awkward. I'm really not a hug person. But how do you tell a hug person that you don't want to hug when you're a not hug person?
Let's head back. Door should be online.
All right, we're good. I believe that's pretty much the ending of this mission. What? How many missions are in Leviathan? There's this one. There's the one with the extinct civilization planet thing with the cave paintings. Then I think there's just the last one. So we're a third of the way done, I think.
The darkness can't be breached.
The artifact.
Like in Bryson's office. Move! I've got a shot!
Turn back.
Garneau!
And that's the kind of voice that I want to make with the voice changer. Is that. That kind of deep voice. Haven't quite figured that out yet, though. And anyone who popped in that wasn't here before in the beginning, I have a couple new channel point things for voice filters. They have a half an hour cooldown, and 2 of them were already used. But I believe one, it's been a half an hour, so.
What have you got?
That human was not the one called Garneau. This is, and he's been dead for a while.
So, Leviathan can have Bryson killed, can take over this colony, and he can use them as puppets. Huh. Anything else useful?
Encrypted data. There is also a personal log with 8 missed calls from someone named Dr. Anne Bryson.
Anne Bryson?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm Commander Shepard. Are you all right?
I think so. I feel strange, but all right.
Hannibal the hamster's back. That was one of the ones we already did. I guess the cooldown's up. Let's see which number that is. That was number 1, right? Yeah.
Hannibal the hamster's back. Tweet. Alright.
Do you recognize this man?
I've never seen him before in my life.
Someone here killed him.
Someone here? How is that possible? I'm so sorry.
What's been going on here?
Can you tell me anything about what happened to you?
Not really. I remember it just seemed cold. I remember a feeling cold and dark.
If dark was a feeling, that's exactly what I felt.
And what is this artifact?
That artifact. Do you know where it came from?
Came out of the mine. Right. Head office was supposed to send someone. That's about all I can...
Yeah, I like... this... I feel like this DLC is very underrated. Not only does it have a giant lore dump in the Leviathans, but it has some cool missions too, like this. Every mission seems to have like a different thing that kind of pops up. This one being this whole entire scene. This place is super creepy.
Cortez, what's your situation? Can you bring the shuttle?
Affirmative. Strangest thing. A couple of minutes ago, the Reaper forces broke off and left.
Reaper. What's a Reaper?
Uh-oh.
What year do you think this is?
2176.
2176 was 10 years ago.
What?
Let's arrange for these people to be evacuated into temporary quarantine.
No memory of the last 10 years. They'll have a lot of catching up to do.
Wait, can you understand what I'm saying? That's not good. Uh-oh.
It would seem Leviathan has the power to take down a Reaper, and possesses the ability to indoctrinate.
Could it be a Reaper itself?
We need that power. I want it.
If it's a Reaper, we need to know its motivations. How long has it been out here? And more importantly, why? Edie, did we get anything from Garneau's notes?
Yes. They suggest that Garneau created a way to block the artifact's mind-affecting properties. The artifact seems to be the key.
Agreed. When I head back to Bryson's office, I want you there.
Yes, Commander.
I want to know just what the hell these artifacts really are and what they can do.
They're powerful, whatever they are, and dangerous.
And we've got one sitting right in the middle of the Citadel.
Oh, I tested it. I don't know. Maybe it was different when I was hearing it. Maybe I can tone it down a little bit. Or maybe I just need to pronunciate more. Maybe when I have this filter on, I have to talk a little slower and pronunciate better. That might make it more easier to understand. Also, I have no idea. Like, Foamy the squirrel's friend. What? No idea what that is. Alright. It's mission time. Again. I'm still missing something here. Oh no, more videos. Dominic posted something in the Discord server. Well, actually, I think he just PM'd it to me. But it was of a Dutch. We were talking about cartoons yesterday. We grew up watching. And she sent one of this Dutch cartoon and said it was kind of messed up. Yeah, I would agree. It was interesting. That's pretty right. Bum 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 bum. Alright, what's next? I think we just go back to the Citadel. Got about another minute of this. Yeah, I decided to choose some voices that I could link to Mass Effect. I would love a Turian filter and a Krogan filter. The Reaper filter would also be nice. Yeah, we talked about how I kind of talk fast sometimes. I'd imagine I have to talk pretty slow for this one to actually make sense. I wish I could hear it. There is a setting that so I can hear it, but then it would echo my voice. And it would go through the desktop audio. Ooh, spooky orb.
We need to shield the artifact they've got here right away.
Using Garneau's data, I should be able to accomplish this without difficulty.
Damn thing's been here the whole time. Why weren't we affected?
Perhaps the amount of time spent near the artifact is key. After a certain duration, it affords Leviathan an impressive mind control capability.
Ooh, mind control. Also, the shiny died. Yeah, I'll work on it. I might just have to tone down the high pitchiness to make it sound a little better. But
hey, it's not. Yay! It should be back to normal now. Yay!
If the Reapers are worried about it, then Leviathan has my attention. We could use that kind of edge.
Nevertheless, we should remain cautious. It's likely that Leviathan compelled Bryson's assistant to murder him.
Point taken. It just shows we don't know what we're dealing with.
Despite the risk, this artifact remains our only link to finding Leviathan. Perhaps we could find more information about it here in the lab.
Agreed. Bryson's team might have turned up something we missed. I'll look around.
Yeah, I hope it didn't sound too messed up. I can't really use them if, at least that one, if you can't understand what I'm saying at all. It kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Initial tests. Artifact tests negative for infrared and ultraviolet emissions. No gamma or X-ray radiation detected. Follow-up tests. Artifact does not react to application of various stimuli. Internal readings inconclusive. No progress in determining age. Guess I stayed here all night finding out that this thing really isn't important. Fell asleep at desk. Conclusion. Artifact is definitely inert and safe. Recommend keeping it here for reference. We should all be near it. Maybe be more useful than Leviathan in the long run. Recommend we abandon hunt for Leviathan and seek more productive studies. Yeah, that's indoctrination.
They were testing the artifact for energy emissions.
And found nothing. Still, I recommend leaving it shielded.
That is a very typical indoctrination thing. First off, it's like, we need to be very careful about this artifact. It could kill us, it could do whatever. And the next one's like, I'm intrigued by this artifact. I'm still being careful, but it's interesting. I mean, and the last one's just, I love the artifact. The artifact is great. We should all be near the artifact. Praise the artifact. Huh. That's gonna be on my ship soon.
Anything interesting about the artifact structure?
It is not constructed of the same compounds used in standard Reaper technology. Beyond that, nothing of relevance.
And this is the kind of stuff, this is the reason why I rank Leviathan. Personally, I rank Leviathan over the Omega DLC. Omega's fun. But the different, I don't know, the tone of this one, I just like it. Just listen to that music. Just the spooky discovery music.
Edie, what project was Garneau working on when he found the artifact?
Basilisk.
Got anything on Basilisk?
Several ships, a mythical creature, and a rare mid-tier enemy type in the Galaxy of Fantasy video game. It possesses a gaze attack capable of triggering synced animation kills. Player forums describe it as overpowered.
I meant the project, Edie.
Oh. Then, no.
There's got to be something here on this artifact. What about the server?
Bryson's assistant wiped the office server and destroyed all backups, likely before killing Bryson. However, records show new messages on Bryson's personal comm terminal upstairs.
Ooh.
Could be worth a look.
Good. Nothing over here anymore. There's that piece of Sovereign.
A message from Dr. Bryson's daughter, Anne. According to my records, she worked with her father.
I'm at the dig site in the Pylos Nebula. Project Scarab paid off. I've got another artifact like the one Garneau found. I think it could be affecting people's behavior. You need to shield the one in your office. I tried to warn Garneau, but I can't get through. We've got Reaper scouts coming in toward the main site. I'm heading to the secondary base to grab what research I can.
Anne Bryson was attempting to contact Garneau on the asteroid colony. She seems to know something about the artifact.
She's the only one who does. Wherever she is, we have to find her.
She sounded concerned for her safety. If Reaper forces are closing on her position...
Then we find her first.
She said she was in the Pylos Nebula, working for Project Scarab. That cluster contains several systems. I'll call up the nebula on the galaxy map. We may also search the lab for clues to narrow down her location.
Alright, clue time. Ooh, look at this art. So what does this make everyone think? What does this art speak to anybody? It's speaking to me, but in a language I don't understand. Yeah, that's art for you. Anyone translate it for me?
The Reapers. Let's hope we find Anne before they do.
I am not one for art.
Does anything in Anne Bryson's work history suggest where she might be?
Nothing relevant.
Kind of similar to things like poetry, or things you can read that have have meanings behind the scenes. Just give me something literal, please.
Ann Bryson flew out on a ship called the Icarus. Can you track its movements?
No. The Reapers have disrupted civilian comm buoys. But we might learn more if we find the ship's specifications.
Any correlation between Project Scarab and these unexplained creature sightings?
Not beyond Leviathan itself.
Any idea if Project Scarab involved Element Zero?
Unlikely. We may learn more from the Project Requisitions Locker.
We're not doing a great job at figuring this out, are we?
The locker is secure. We must locate an access card to open it.
Is it in the head? I don't want to reach in there.
Access card for the Requisitions Locker?
Yes. According to records, it was last used by Ann Bryson to obtain equipment for Project Scarab.
Convenient.
Let's see what Ann Bryson requisitioned for Project Scarab. Wind protection gear. Water recycling equipment. Didn't take breathing masks.
Okay.
Based
So wherever
on
we're
what
going,
Ann
we
Bryson
can breathe.
did or did not requisition. The dig site was arid but habitable.
Get me a filter for systems with compatible planets.
That's all we have. Hey, what's this one filter gonna do?
Based on the search data, it is one of these two systems.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, we could look for something else, but 2 systems isn't that bad to search. Although I don't know if the game has a thing where if you take longer to find or something. I mean, there might be like a timing thing. I doubt it, but there could be.
What about criminal activity in the Pylos Nebula?
Because the area is part of the Attica Traverse, criminal reports are unreliable at best.
I would like to get it down to one system before I leave.
There are specifications for several ships here. We need to find the Icarus.
Which ship am I looking for again?
The Icarus.
There it is.
The Icarus. Here we go.
The ship has enhanced electrostatic discharge cells. They facilitate long-range FTL travel.
So they jumped to the Pylos Nebula by mass relay, then flew to another system.
Yes. Otherwise, they would have chartered a less expensive ship.
Okay, we can rule out the relay system.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't the Icarus a ship in the Expanse? I could be wrong. It's been a little while since I read the books or watched the show. Wasn't the Icarus the ship that was in the beginning of the stuff, beginning of the story? Ugh, I don't remember now. It was? Okay. That's why it sounds familiar.
Based on the data,
There we go.
only one system remains viable.
Let's go, Edie.
Good. Let's go get Ann Bryson.
Oh, I can't wait till the new season of Expanse comes out, and then I'll be able to watch that and then read the 3rd book. Yeah, there's a lot of names that you'll find in a lot of sci-fi stuff. Icarus, Aurora, Cerberus, Tempest. You'll see those kind of words in a lot of stuff. They're good words, though. They're good sci-fi sounding words.
Commander?
It's like the something system or project something. Normandy, yep. Do. Where are we going? There it is. So we have 2 missions left for this DLC. Here's the thing, though. We're a little behind schedule. I kind of figured this and Omega would take 4 hours total. We're almost to an hour and a half, and we're not even halfway done with this DLC. So, and Citadel's going to take a while. I don't know. Worst case scenario, I'll do the party. Maybe at the beginning of next stream tomorrow. And then do the end game. Because tomorrow's stream is looking to be several hours shorter than this one. So I might actually break Citadel into today and tomorrow. A little bit. I hate to do that. But all the DLC in one day is getting a little rough. Meridian. Yep. Or the term of ancients. Being an old civilization, the ancients. Or something just along those lines, like ancients, forerunners. The idea of a precursor race. That's in a lot of sci-fi stuff. That was kind of a waste, but whatever.
Evasion successful.
Do, 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 do.
Signal confirmed.
I mean, I'm a Stargate fan. So when I think the term ancients, I think Stargate. Radiation shield stealth. Yes, shielding stealth. No, it's sheath. I can read. I don't know. When everyone hears the term ancient, what do you think of? Do you think of Final Fantasy VII? I think of Stargate. What does everyone think of? I'm sure there's other sci-fi things that have the term ancients in them. Do 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 do.
I found something.
FF7, yep. Now, I played Final Fantasy VII before I ever watched Stargate. Scans have located a close grouping of environmentally shielded habitats and an active power source. Closer examination is required to confirm dig site presence.
We have located Anne Bryson's dig site.
Yeah. Well, also the term ancients, it's several different words you can use to describe the ancients in Stargate. Like at Stargate Atlantis, Lanteans. They use the term Lanteans to describe them instead of ancients because they're ancients from Atlantis. There's also another term they used as well, I think. Don't remember what it was though. Oh man, hold on. It's they're called the ancients, but there's some other word that's used for them. And I can't remember what it is right now. Well, bring in these two again. See if they have any interesting dialogue. All right, it's shotgun time. I'm tired of being I'm tired of being a lazy, not aggressive Vanguard. How about just we're going shotgun? Let's go shotgun. The Claymore and the Phalanx. The pyramids were built by an ancient technologically advanced civilization, the Egyptians. Civil engineering and slave labor. I do like that they went with that route in Stargate, where the gold ships are pyramids, and the idea that like the basis is like the pyramids were built to be landing sites for alien ships. They had to get aliens in there somehow. And yeah, I watched Ancient Aliens. I liked the first season. After that, it gets a little interesting. It was still fun to watch, but freeze duration or squad mates gain up. No, not gonna help my squad mates. Increase ammo capacity or headshot damage to frozen enemies. We have dismissed those claims.
I understand we have reports of an attack on a group of scientists.
Right. Edie, can you tell us anything else?
This is the main site of a series of excavations established under Dr. Garrett Bryson. Staff records confirm the project lead is his daughter, Anne. She has recently uncovered another artifact possibly linked to Leviathan. That discovery must have made this dig site a target.
This is the reason why I don't like to bring Edie. When Edie has something to say, she'll say it through the intercom, through the ship. But if I bring two other people, it's possible I get a little extra dialogue.
Yes. An attack means we're on the right trail. And since Bryson's daughter is our only lead, our objective is clear. Cortez?
Nothing so far, Commander. If she's down there, she hasn't responded to our hails. Getting some strange signals, though. Give me a minute.
The artifact she uncovered may have caused additional problems. Who knows what we'll find?
Agreed. Take us in closer.
Copy that.
Except I didn't. Javik didn't say anything.
We have hostiles!
Take us in.
Commander, on the landing platform!
Oh, there she is.
That's her. Okay, let's get...
Damn it! Tracking multiple bogies!
Get us over there.
Negative, it's too hot. Heading to lower platform. Hang on. There, go!
Jump!
Go, Cortez, go.
We have to move, Commander.
This isn't a dig site. It's a war zone.
Move. She's somewhere above us.
All right.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Now, I need to save some bullets in this thing, because it just blows everything away.
Hey, where you are. This is Commander Shepard of the Alliance Navy. It's too dangerous. We'll come to you.
Yes, okay. You should take the elevator up on the far side.
Copy that. We're on our way.
Being stunned constantly. Oh, yeah, because you're going like it's a vertical level, kind of, right? Whee! I'm not saying this is the same, but it kind of reminds me just a little bit of the beginning level of Uncharted 2. In terms of how it's designed. And just how it feels. I mean, if you've played the game, you kind of know what I'm talking about.
Commander, they're swarming everywhere up here.
Can you find a place to hide?
I'll try.
Get there. Stay
In fact,
put.
talking about that franchise, Uncharted 2 is the only one I've played. When I got a PS3, I wanted to get a couple games for it, and I got Uncharted 2. I liked it. God, it's so loud. For some reason, though, I never got 3. I never went back and played the first one, and I never got the 4th one. Although I've seen a playthrough of the 4th one. I knew at that point I was never going to get to it, so I just watched a Let's Play of it.
Look for another path.
Up we go. Or not? Oh, no. Yep, I'm good. I'm good.
Looks
We're
like
good.
a bridge over there.
Ooh, look. It's a Reaper. An ancient cave painting of a Reaper. Or maybe it's not a Reaper.
Controls are broken. Someone try to fix it.
Yes, Commander. This crude wiring has failed. I'll need a moment.
Why did Javik do it automatically? I would have picked him anyway, but... Yeah, I miss the old Phalanx pistol.
Operational. Raising it now.
Banshee!
I will comply.
I'm sure some people don't like the Phalanx from the Mass Effect 2. For some reason, I really like it. This doesn't have the same feel to it. Kind of miss it. Dodge! Or it disappeared. Alright. Now that I've talked about Stargate, I want to watch Stargate tonight. I always do that. After playing Mass Effect, I always want to watch Stargate later. I'll watch like one episode. Get it out of my system. I'll pick a random Atlantis episode.
This way.
All the comics compiled. Ooh. Now, I went through a collection phase for Mass Effect stuff. Are there more than 16 comics? Back when I used to collect them, there were only 4 sets with 4 comics each. Then they came out with hardbound versions of all 4. But did any come out after that?
Anne, the elevator's blocked. Is there another way up?
I'll override the pod door near you. There's an access point above, Commander, but you'll have to climb to it.
Copy that.
There is there's the one that's about, I forget what they're called. There's like Redemption, Evolution, Homeworld. and Invasion, I believe. I believe Redemption is about Liara getting your body back, getting Shepard's body back to give to the Elusive Man. Evolution, I believe, is about the Elusive Man's time in the First Contact War, coming across Reaper tech. Invasion, I think, is the story of how Arya lost Omega. And Homeworld, I actually don't know what Homeworld is. I know it's like I know it's stories about, like, there's one about Garrus, one about Tally. I think it's what happens in between 2 and 3. Could be wrong on that one though. I've actually never read them. I have them, but because I had that collector mentality with those, I never read them. I put them in some comic book things, and then I stored them. Speaking of storage, one of my ideas I have for a 24-hour stream in the future to break up, you know, gameplay is going to be to do like a webcam on a tripod set up on my desk, and I'm going to go through a bunch of stuff in storage that I still have anyway, and I'm going to show it on stream. Like my Mass Effect stuff, some old toys maybe, whatever I can find. VHS tapes of old movies I used to watch, just stuff like that. Like, why not? Let's just go through all my old crap. Like, this is how I grew up. Although the Mass Effect stuff was fairly recent, but... I was trying to think of ideas that could just break up gameplay. That was one of them. That and having some stuff like Among Us playthrough, like Among Us gameplay, Jackbox, then switch to some single player stuff, then go back to multiplayer like Overwatch, different stuff like that. They weren't when they came out. Although 3 sets of the comics, I believe Evolution, Invasion, and Homeworld have...
Stay hidden, Doctor.
1 second.
We're trying, but there's too many of them. Hurry!
Hey, Shadow. It does for now. I'm kind of afraid it's going to take way too long to get through all 3 of them. I might save the party until first thing tomorrow. Depends on how much time we have left when I get there. I mean, the party doesn't take that long, so maybe even just like the last mission and the party. We'll see, though. We'll see how long this in Omega takes. But hello. But yeah, the comics. 3 of the sets of comics have alternate covers, which I also found. Those were a little pricier because they were alternate, harder to find covers. And one of the sets was older than the others, so that was a little hard to find. Ooh, creepy looking people.
Anne, are you still there?
We're barely hanging on. Hopkins is wounded. Are you close?
Working on it.
We're moving as fast as we can. Hang
All
in
right,
there.
it's shotgun time. Oh, yeah? Brock would definitely do something like that. Oh, a Brutus is Brutus charging me head on? Well, I'll take that. Oh, no.
Around. Go around.
But Shadow, how have your streams been going? Because of the difference in time zones where we are, I never get to catch them. Either I'm asleep or I'm streaming.
No, Boyles, stay down. Oh God.
What's happening?
Kirkwood and Boyles tried to run for it. The Reapers got him.
Don't move until we get there.
Woo. Get out of here. Oh, this thing is so powerful. It is a Krogan shotgun. It better be. I'd be disappointed if it wasn't. Oh, hello. Ooh, people. people praising a Reaper, maybe? Or something else. Ooh. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
The elevator's up ahead!
Get to it!
Alright, what's in here? Metagel. Man, Hannibal the Hamster's a popular one today. That's the third time that's been redeemed. Okay. Now, someone mentioned I was a little harder to understand with this on. I'm going to try to talk slower. In order for this one to work, I think I need to talk a little slower so you can actually understand what I'm saying. But here goes.
And Hannibal the Hamster is back. Oh, it's a voice changer. I think it's funny that you picked it just... this has been picked 3 times now.
Elevator's offline. We're coming up.
One.
Please hurry. I think Hopkins is dead.
Yeah, rip him. Yep, it'll be for 5 minutes.
He tried to run. I told him not to, but he wanted to help the others. Where did everyone go?
They're all dead.
They're not coming. We have to keep moving.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Hello, Captain. Again, speaking of time zones.
I was at another dig site when they attacked. I got back as quick as I could, but what's happening?
Commander, look.
Ooh, a Reaper.
I'm not sure, but it might have something to do with these paintings. Is that Leviathan?
Yes. Yes, we think so. It's old, much older than my father thought. And there, as if the natives were under its power. Clearly a Reaper, but acting alone. Not like any Reaper we've seen before.
Doctor, I understand you found something recently.
The artifact. Yes, of course. Incredible. It's just ahead. May sound strange, but I'm certain it affects people. Their behavior. I've only had a short time to study it.
Not strange at all. Did you find anything?
Not much, but I did learn something about the energy it generates.
Get down!
Maybe if I talk even slower, I'll be easier to understand.
They've activated it somehow. I've never managed anything.
Doctor?
Well, assuming direct control.
They've learned to, the darkness must not be breached.
The darkness must not be breached.
Take it out!
Yes, Commander.
You okay? Cortez, we have Ann Bryson. Need a pickup.
On my way, Commander.
Copy that. You see the shuttle, you run. Don't look back.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, time to kill stuff now. Die, Reaper.
You need to get rid of that harvester.
We'll bring it down.
I'm shooting a harvester with a pistol. Ow. Oh, here comes the big boom. Big boom!
Okay, Cortez, get in here.
Copy that, Commander. Shuttle ready for evac, Commander.
Copy that. Everybody, let's go!
What? Do a barrel roll. That's so loud. For some reason, biotics are so loud in this game. And it's only him. There we go. We did it! Use the boost to get through. I haven't played that game in a while.
You okay?
Yeah, Commander. I think so. I blacked out.
Leviathan took control of you. We cut the connection before you got hurt.
Leviathan itself? That's incredible.
The Reapers seem as interested in it as we are.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way.
We were hoping you could help us figure out why. But first... Doctor, I have some bad news.
Anne, please. Suppose Leviathan's broken away from the other Reapers. Never went back to dark space. Like a rogue, or even a defector. I have to call my father. He'll want to know.
Yeah, about that.
You need to listen to me, okay? Your father is dead. I'm sorry.
He's... What? Dead? He can't be dead.
Oh, he's dead, alright. He's super dead. Oh, but I can't do an Arnold Schwarzenegger, accent. That's the thing. This filter only does the voice. Too bad there's no such thing as a filter for, accents. Alright, it's been 5 minutes.
Oh, I wonder what coughing as a hamster sounded like. All right. His work was dangerous. Although he did get shot in his own lab.
He found something that wanted to stay hidden.
Found something?
You're not the first to lose control. Your father's assistant. One minute he was fine, but next... he drew a gun on your father. I couldn't stop him.
I can't believe this.
We have to find out what's behind it all. You're the only one who can help us.
Look how comforting that face looks.
I want to see his office.
We'll arrange for transportation. Meet you there.
Those red eyes just radiate compassion. Ooh, new messages. Might as well read those. Still kicking. From Grace Sato. Wait. Didn't I do this? No, I didn't. Commander Shepard, just wanted to say how indebted I am to you, not just for having saved my life, but for giving me a greater sense of purpose. After our ordeal securing the array base on Antaram, I now know I have something more than my technical expertise could offer. Wow, I butchered my way through that one. All right. I think all we have left is the talkiness on the Citadel and in the last mission. Maybe we're not so far behind schedule then. Yeah, schedules. Also, Shadow, if you're still there, I was going to say this, but you might not have understood me because I was a hamster at the time. You're like after watching watching you stream Darkest Dungeon, after watching you play that, you're the reason why I put it on my list. Just like it just seemed like a fun game, and the fact that you can name people in chat after you can name the characters after people in chat. Like, this is fun. I want to play this now. Well, it's interesting that, like, I have... Wait, what? 50%? Take care of that. I remember finding your channel when you were playing Mass Effect 1, and you were on the Citadel. Don't remember where you were in the story, because you were on the Citadel. But I also remember the Darkest Dungeon stuff. Yay. Is this a new area? Oh, wow. I somehow missed both of these.
Signal confirmed.
Heshtalk. Sounds like a Batarian planet to me. Or Klingon. I found Void Devil's fighter wing. Oh, it's Vorcha. Oh, well, close enough. Batarian, Vorcha, close enough. Is that spacist? Maybe a little bit. I mean, I'm no Ashley, but, you know, I try.
I found something.
The Darkest Dungeon is in my current poll, but it's actually losing to Knights of the Old Republic 1 Dark Side playthrough. Which is funny because I was thinking about, I'm keeping my Dark Side, my Renegade version of my avatar for Spooky Week next week. Makes sense. But I was like, oh, I get to bring back my my nicer looking version. Like, nope. If KOTOR wins, I'm gonna keep it. I'll have my evil looking avatar for like 2 months. What am I missing? See, I don't mind missing very little things in this game sometimes, but when the game tells you a percentage number of what you're missing and what you have, I can't ignore it. Ooh, a Vorcha labor team. Nice. Actually, let me go ahead and pop this in the chat while I'm thinking about it. One second. Ah, no, that's me. I don't like to listen to me. Go away, me. Poll. Boop. There it is. That is the poll for what I'm playing after Spooky Week. More votes, the better, because I don't know. I like that it separates the games a little more, because they're really close as it is. And I like getting everyone's opinion as a whole. But I believe Darkest Dungeon is second place right now. I mean, I think Darkest Dungeon is tied with Fable 1. And then Pokemon Leaf Green bringing up the rear. Alright. No love for Pokemon. I understand. I have to be in the mood. I have to be in the mood to watch a Pokemon stream. I'm the weirdo. I'm the kind of person that likes watching someone level grind in a game. I don't know why. Please explain to me why I love this. Why do I like watching someone level grind in Pokemon or a Final Fantasy game? Why? It's like, I find it, I mean, I'm the kind of person that enjoys doing that in a game myself, so I guess that's why. It's also a nice opportunity to just have like a just chatting stream. Just like went to the wrong place.
You're cleared to dock.
I'll handle it.
Yes, Commander.
Get away from me. No, I have to leave and come back. Or do I? Can I go to the newer DLC areas from here? I don't think I can. Yeah, whatever. You voted for DD? That means it's now tied with KOTOR. We need a tiebreaker. I have a rule though. If a game ties, if I have a cutoff point for the poll, which is going to probably be Sunday, which will give me, well, it'll probably be maybe next Wednesday to give me a few days to get everything ready for the next week. If a game ties, I will play both. I will flip a coin. Whichever one wins, I'll do first, probably, whatever. And then I'll do the other one second. Hey, Dominic, you missed another Hannibal the Hamster. Hannibal the Hamster has been called 3 times now. Alright, I'm being a little distracted here. There we go. Focus. Focus. There you go. It's already hard enough for my brain to focus on one thing. When I try to multitask like that, you'll see me just run in circles in the game. That's what's happening when I do that. So I need to make a little note. Tweak Hannibal the Hamster voice to make it sound a little more understandable. Turn down the effect just a little bit.
Hello? Anne? Are you here?
I wonder if her tears are going to be glitched like they were last time. Something happens with her face here.
Anne?
Oh, Commander. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little bit. The rainbow tears.
This is hard.
For some reason, her face becomes purple here. I don't know why.
Of course. Are you all right?
Yes. No. I don't know. My father and I didn't leave things in a great state.
An argument?
Yes. It was trivial. A disagreement on how to file some of the specimens. I was mad about something else. I don't remember what. And I took it out on him. So stupid.
I understand, but we really need your help.
I know. I'm just a little lost. Seeing all this again. He was so obsessed. Crazy sometimes.
I didn't get a chance to know him.
Oh, sometimes I felt the same way. He was a great man. A pioneer. But he could be distant. I felt like an inconvenience growing up.
You sound angry.
I was angry. Still am, I guess. But sometimes, he was so full of stories, he nearly burst. I love that about him. It's why I signed up for this work. I can't believe he's gone.
We'll figure this out.
We have to. I need to know what's on the other end of that artifact. What he died for.
Yes. Feel the hate.
Then help us hunt down whatever's responsible. You're our last chance.
Okay. If anyone can sort through this mess, it's me.
Anne, you sure you're up for this?
Yes. When Leviathan took control of me, I remember being somewhere cold and dark. But my father taught me to never be afraid of the dark.
Oh, I love that show. When I've talked about maybe doing like some kind of Discord viewer night, like just streaming some stuff like old shows, I had like, idea of like Nicktoons, but Are You Afraid of the Dark is on that list. That'd be actually pretty cool for this month. Unfortunately, I don't have it really set up, but... And I don't have actually access to the show right now, since I don't have streaming services anymore, but... If I ever managed to find it somewhere, maybe. I think it definitely was a cool show. It was a cool show that was in between being like a kid's show, but also spooky. It kind of rode that line. Oh, it's Blitzball time. Blitzball time. I mean, I can save it right now. Well, Dominic has redeemed Blitzball. So you know what that means? For anyone who doesn't. I have to quit the game out. I have to load up Final Fantasy X. And I have to play one game of Blitzball. All right, let me load it up. Where is Steam? There it is. Yeah, Blitzball. Library, Final Fantasy, Blitzball. Blitzball. You know, this is the one reason why I still have this installed on my computer. I don't have a big hard drive on my computer. And this game takes up like 70 gigs with some mods. But I can't uninstall it because of Blitzball. I've thought about playing it on my Xbox instead with a capture device. That way I could just finally take this off the computer. But I want to play 10.2 at some point. The thing is, I don't have 10.2 modded. I only have 10 modded. Nope, that's the autosave. It's probably fine, but whatever. Okay, this game brought to you by Dominic. Yay! Dominic, yay! We're against the Keelika Beasts, who probably only have 1 or 2 Keelika Beasts actually on the team, because they're not good. Oh yeah, and that rule applies. If I dodge 3 tackles in a row, I have to gift a sub. And if I dodge 6 in a row, I have to gift 2. The chance of it happening is not great. So, It's a 40% chance to dodge, and I have to do it 6 times in a row for 2, so. Oh, Blitzball. My favorite of the Final Fantasy minigames. Well, there's one like a beast. Who's considered actually a pretty good center above level 70. And yeah. Oh, I didn't put him to sleep. Damn. Dato is so fast. Okay. Oh. I think I can survive both of those. I'm going for it. Yep. As long as this person doesn't get a ridiculous or does that. Okay, we're good. So since I'm playing this right now, I have to ask, what is everyone's favorite Final Fantasy minigame? I mean, this is mine, obviously. With Triple Triad as a pretty close second. Unless there's the random rule in effect, in which case I hate it. To me, Triple Triad comes down to the rules. If you have all those rules unlocked for every region, it kind of makes it a little too annoying to play. Alright. Let's dodge some tackles. Nope. Now, if I ever go back to Final Fantasy VIII, I've actually started a playthrough of Final Fantasy VIII a while ago. And if I ever go back and finish it, which I should someday, I thought about making a Triple Triad save, where it's on disc 4 with the Ragnarok and all the card people are on the ship, that I can fly around and play people. I thought about making a save for that, where I could have Triple Triad time. So if anyone does it, I have to stop what I'm doing and play, you know, like 10 games of Triple Triad. They go by pretty quick. Blitzball, yeah! Vote for Blitzball. Dum 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 dum. Alright, Rop. Kill him. Oh wow, he actually held on to it. This might go in. This might go in. It still has a chance to go in. Somehow it still has a chance to go in. Barely. Yeah, okay. We're good. We're good. From what I've seen, it appears that the range of stats in this game is about 50%. So if my catch was 10 and the shot was 15, I probably have a chance to catch it. Small chance, but chance. You can also go lower, too. Let's hope to dodge a tackle. Nope. We're back to 0. Is this going to be a rare Zev Ronso goal? Probably not. Dodge number 1. Aww. Well, we still get... Well, this could be it. A rare Ronso goal. Eh. Woohoo! Okay. For anyone who's played Final Fantasy X, who here actually won the Blitzball, the mandatory Blitzball match the first time through 10? I didn't. Not even close. I got destroyed. All right, there's one. There. Not great luck on the dodges today. But we're not even on the second half yet, so we still have a chance. Ow. And ball's gone. You wanted to wait to the worst moment, but poor impulse control. Yeah, the first game you have to fight against the goers. That's just, it's a mandatory blitzball game. I lost it the first time. I mean, it's not that easy. Like, it's the easiest thing to do is in the first half is to, even if you have jet shot, you don't have enough HP to use it. So the best thing to do is put, I like to put Titus in the back as a defender and pass it back and forth and get him a ton of experience. And then in the second half, I put jet shot on. I get in position, I use it once and score, and then I just play defense. But I remember how I won it the first time. When Waka came into play, it was 1-1. I used jet shot to tie the game early in the second half. And I was like, well, what am I going to do about this? Titus is gone. I was able to get Waka in position and score a Venom shot with like 2 seconds left to win. Yeah, but well, it's the thing though. It's about what you remember. Like it's about what's important to remember. Who cares what you had for breakfast, you know, the day before? I remember all the Beast War names, the Beast War character names, but I don't remember what I had for breakfast 2 days ago. Did I even have breakfast 2 days ago? I skip breakfast a lot of the time. I'm not a breakfast person. I usually just eat lunch and dinner. I'm a 2 meal a day person with a snack. Hooray! Okay. Dodge everything. Dodge one of them. There you go. That's one. I feel like we just got super lucky on that initially. The first 2 times I ever did this, the first time I dodged 3 in a row almost immediately. And the second time I actually dodged 6. I feel like whenever I eat, there's a 50% chance it just upsets my stomach. So I don't want to feel that way during the day all day. So I skip breakfast sometimes. Like, I don't feel like gambling today. I'll just skip breakfast. See, that helps. Final Fantasy VIII was my first Final Fantasy. I have memories of it. I remember watching my friend play it, and the first time I ever watched him play it, he was on the assassination mission at the end of disc 1. And he was controlling Group 2 in the sewers, with Quistis as the leader. See, I remember stuff like that. That was 20 years ago. Wow, you want to feel old? Remember watching my friend play Final Fantasy VIII for the first time on his laptop 20 years ago. Ouch. It's like the way, think about this too. I'm playing Mass Effect 3 right now, right? Mass Effect 3 came out about 8.5 years ago. 8.5 years. Quistis? Yeah, I say Quistis. See, whenever I get to these RPGs that don't have voice acting, I'm gonna have to like establish some stuff here. Whether I'm correct in saying the name or not, it's just the way I say it. I'm never gonna change. Like, it's a video game character. It's just in my head. It's like the same thing as like reading a book when you were younger, and then you find out later that name's pronounced differently. It's like, no, it's just in my brain now. Like, that's why I say Titus. I know it's Titus. And I was able to say Titus a few times when I was streaming Final Fantasy X, but after a while, I kept saying Titus. I just gave up. So let's go through, you know what? Let's do it right now. What names are there? What are some names that have like controversial ways of pronouncing them that people get wrong or right, whatever? Let's just do it right now. Bring it on. Give me some names. Pass to Dato. Let's get some dodging in. Well, the idea of using the name changer to do voices in RPGs, I started with the idea with Chrono Trigger. So how about Luca? No Lucas. Luca. Pretty sure it's Luca. Then you have Marl. I say Marl, not Marley. It could be either for all I know. I feel like it was Marley. It'd be an IE on the end, maybe. So that's why that's in my mind. I think that's why I pronounce it Marl. Ooh, that was dodge. Yay! I don't remember if I dodged the last one, so that's one. Idea equals Idea. Idea. I say Idea. Tomato, tomato. Or I could always rename all the characters to be names I can pronounce. That'd be funny if I did that. Just name everyone different names. Can't do that in 10, but... Although the names in 10 are said, that's fine. Except for Titus. Yep. I got Marl. Not I. A. Okay, makes sense. Adea. Adea. Ugh. But whenever I see the word A-Y-E, I think of I. Like, I, Captain. I can't hear you. Aye, Captain. Oh. I haven't seen SpongeBob in forever. Is SpongeBob still going? Is there new episodes of SpongeBob actually coming out still? There's 2, I think. We'll just call it 2. I forgot. Nope, there it is. Yeah, just shoot. Alright, there's 1. I have a little, like, clicker on the side here so I can keep track of this. I have 1 right now. Okay. And yes, language is hard. Do. Also, how do you pronounce Magus in Chrono Trigger? Is it Magus or Magus or Magus? I say Magus. I know the word is magic, so it's probably Magus, but I can't help it. Yay. Now, the next time I get the ball, I'm going to go for just dodges the rest of the game. We're winning 6-0. Magus. So mine's just a little more A. Magus. Magus. Bum. I mean, look, you want to hear me pronounce things incorrectly? Go watch my VOD on YouTube of the Banner Saga. Have fun with that. Alright. So we're at 1. I think we're still at 1. There's 2. Like, in a game, if I ever play a game like that has names that are in another language, and I'm just not going to pronounce them properly at all, it's like watching an episode of Rugrats. That's me. I'm Tommy. I'm the babies. I'm going to pronounce words incorrectly, and it's going to sound like I'm an idiot. It's just how I am. Is that 3? That's 3. Can we go for 4? We cannot. Well, that's 1 sub. I have a minute left. Let's see if I can miraculously get 6 out of this. Nope. Bum. There's 1. And 2. Nice. Aw. I have never played a single Persona game. I also don't own any of them. One. Aw. There are several franchises that I've never played that I should. There's also franchises I never finished that I should play more of, like Star Ocean. I have played Star Ocean, A New Hope. Not A New Hope, The Last Hope. This isn't Star Wars. It's close, though. All right, there's 2. And wow, that's 3 in a row in one thing. Anyway, I've played The Last Hope, and I've played the newer one that came out on PS4. I've always been told that the second Star Ocean is the best, and I've never played it. Well, bye. I've never played a Dragon Quest game. I've never played... What other... Breath of Fire. It's not so well known anymore, but I've never played a Breath of Fire game. I've also never played BioShock. When people look at the games that I like, they're like, "Oh, you like BioShock, right?" Like, I'm sure you like BioShock. Like, nope. I played the demo. I played the demo on the 360, and then I bought the game. So I was like, whatever. And then I played like the first 2 hours and just thought, this isn't for me. And never played it again. I own all 3 on Steam because it was on a super sale like a couple summers ago. So I own them. You know, I've heard Infinite is different. Like, I've heard that, like, Infinite could be a coin flip. Either I won't like it or I'll like whatever. But I've always been told at least BioShock 1 is something that I should like, considering what other games I like. And I just never could get into it. A little too late for that shot. There's something else. There's other games I've been told that I should play, like Dragon's Dogma. I've been told I should play Dragon's Dogma. Haven't touched it yet. I own it. Haven't touched it. It was on sale on Xbox One for like $5 at one point. So I was like, why not? I'll buy it. It does. It does. I need to remember that because the first time I ever played Knights of the Old Republic 1, I didn't like it. And then I went back and played it again and loved it. So I need to remember, I need to keep that in mind. Sometimes a second try does help. I've tried to play the first Witcher like 3 times. I just can't do it. The gameplay and the very slow story, the way it's like, I just can't get into it. And that was Blitzball. Also, I need to update the thing in the Blitzball leaderboard. I need to give you your first one. Yay. All right, back to Mass Effect. Cloud storage didn't work. Let's try it again, and it worked. Okay. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. I added a new game to the list a couple days ago. A blind RPG playthrough that I'm wanting to play for since it came out. Octopath Traveler. It was half off on Steam. I shouldn't have bought it, but I did. So I have Octopath Traveler. It's going to be on a poll soon because I want to play it. I've been looking forward to that. The graphic style alone and the fact that I've heard the music is great makes me want to play it. If I had to pick between like an early to mid PlayStation 1 graphics game like 7 or even 8 or a game like Final Fantasy 6, I'm picking Final Fantasy 6. That refined sprite look I find more appealing than something like 7 or 8. 9's pretty close. Also, what is happening now? EA servers. Where are you? There. Wow, that took forever. Huh. Yep. I also want to get the second Star Ocean game. One of them is on Switch. I don't remember which one it is though. It's either the first or the second one. They remade the first and second Star Ocean on PSP, and they ported one of them to the Switch. I'm hoping it was the second one, because I want to play it. Then the DLC doesn't work. This is part of the reason why I'm looking forward to a remaster that has all the DLC built in. That way we don't have to worry about the server thing.
I'm still amazed your father got his hands on a piece of a Reaper.
He was so excited. Your claims validated years of work.
Did you take appropriate steps to prevent indoctrination?
Of course. It was completely shielded, and we all had regular psych evals. But now, thanks to the artifact, I'm indoctrinated anyway, aren't I? Might as well be a Arachnite drone waiting for orders from the Queen.
Also, if you're shielding the Reaper from making it indoctrinate you, what happens if the power goes out? I'm just curious.
You studied the Arachnite?
I wrote my dissertation on them. My father thought it was a waste of time, but now it might actually help us understand Leviathan.
In what way?
We think of the Arachnite as telepathic, but there's really no such thing. At short range, the Queen uses pheromones to give orders. At long range, she uses an organic kind of quantum entanglement communicator. Whatever Leviathan does must be similar, entangling particles to stimulate neural activity. It uses the artifact to establish a connection, and then it controls the mind of anyone near it.
Creepy. Also very useful. Imagine the idea of having an organic long-range communicator built into you. Interesting. The Arachnite are a very interesting species, and they've been messed with for so long. The Leviathans made them go nuts, and it made the Krogan almost kill them. And in the previous cycle, the Protheans tried to kill them, and they still survived.
Hey, Commander. Need a hand?
James! What do you... Get back to the ship.
What brings you down here, James?
Heard you're closing in on the Reaper killer. Anything that can scare those bastards has to be worth a look.
That's what I'm hoping.
Is he gonna mess with the head thing? Oh, it's looking at him. Ooh, it likes him.
Commander, you see this thing? This is great. Ouch! Hey, Edie, husk bites, they don't turn you into a husk or anything, right?
I recommend you apply Metagel.
Lots and lots of Metagel. I was waiting for that line. All right.
We didn't detect any energy emissions from the artifact.
But the Reapers were able to use the artifact to trace Leviathan somehow.
My theory is that most of the time, the artifact simply acts as a receiver. We'll only be able to trace Leviathan through it when it actively takes control of someone.
As it did on the asteroid.
So it's an extender.
Right. Unless it needs something, Leviathan doesn't bother communicating. I guess it and my father had something in common.
Ooh, ouch.
You said Leviathan's control was similar to a quantum entanglement communicator, which is untraceable.
Yes, but this isn't a natural QEC. Leviathan has to send a pulse through the artifact to alter your mind and create the quasi-QEC effect.
And that can be traced.
Right. Just like at the dig site. The Reapers were tracing the signal by activating the artifact. My father wanted to be at that dig site. He was getting too old for long digs, but he hated being stuck in the lab. He nearly missed my graduation because he was on a dig. Showed up still wearing his field gear. God, he'd have hated dying here.
Well, he did.
Anne, I know this is hard, but if there's anything more you can tell us.
I don't think there's anything more I can tell you. But maybe I can show you.
What are you saying?
The artifact only sends out a signal when Leviathan's controlling someone. So let it control me. You could trace the signal.
Ooh, we're about to go super Brock Shepard on this one. All right. Well, let's do it.
I don't like it, but we're out of options.
You know better than I do what Leviathan's capable of when threatened. I know it's a long shot, but I have to do this. You're looking for something to fight the Reapers, Commander. I'm looking for the monster that murdered my father.
We still don't know what we're looking for.
Then let's find out.
Commander, this thing we're doing with Anne sounds dangerous as hell.
Noted. Edie?
Energy signature locked in. Waiting for activation.
This is pretty gutsy.
I don't know about guts. Crazy, maybe.
I'm gonna be right here.
Okay. I'm ready.
James, drop the containment shield.
Shield is dropped.
Here we go.
Online.
Anything?
Nothing yet. Wait. There's something. I feel a chill.
Edie?
No trace yet.
Holy hell!
Signal is tracking. Maintain connection.
Turn back. The darkness can't be breached.
Yo!
Maintain connection.
Listen to me. I found you, and the Reapers are right behind me.
You have brought them.
You are a threat.
So are you. I've seen what you can do. The war needs you.
There is no war. There is only the harvest.
Edie, do we have enough?
Partial lock. Maintain connection to narrow the search.
You heard her. We got enough. I'm hitting the shield.
Belay that, Lieutenant.
Signal is fading. Maintain connection.
We can fight them. We can win this.
The cycle cannot be broken.
You're wrong.
Focusing the point of origin. Maintain connection to narrow the search.
I'm stopping this! Back off! Where are you? Where are you?
Beyond reach.
Trace complete.
James!
Got it! Okay. Yeah, we're good. Shit.
Now, I think the last time I did this, I did the Renegade option once and then stopped it. Where she gets hurt, but she's fine afterwards. Like, she lives with a headache, but she lives. I'm wondering what happened. Is she dead? If you do it twice, I kind of want to see what happens here.
Edie, update.
You want to sit rep? Are you kidding me? Look at her.
I got it, Lieutenant. Edie.
We have a location.
Hang in there.
Leviathan coordinates sent to the Normandy, Shepard.
I hope it was worth it.
It will be.
I'm taking her to Med Lab. See you back on the Normandy.
James is not happy with me. James is not happy. Hey, Callie. Yeah. Okay, let's go do the last mission of Leviathan. Hydrate. Yeah, I've already been streaming for almost 2.5 hours. Yeah, we might have to do some of the DLC tomorrow. We might have to postpone some Citadel stuff until tomorrow. If not, tonight's stream is going to be like 8 or 9 hours long, and then tomorrow's going to be like 5. He is more of a sociopath than a psychopath. I keep calling it psycho time. It should be maybe socio time, though. You know what I mean? Like, it does seem more his style. Psychopath is more my kill everyone playthrough. Scan for Leviathans. Ah, man. Bum 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 bum. Did I not look at those other systems? Well, now I have to look, don't I? I can't not look. I might be a sociopath, you know, but I still have I'm still an explorer.
Signal confirmed.
Trigenta Petra. Oh, and Callie, since you're here, we were talking about I mentioned like how I pronounce certain names in Final Fantasy incorrectly. I was thinking like, what are some other names that are like that? Oh, good night. Good night. Bum 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 bum.
I found something.
And whenever I pick an RPG that doesn't have voice acting, if I want to use that voice changer to give them voices, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. Again, Chrono Trigger was my first go-to on that. It's like, what kind of voice? I was kind of thinking, what kind of voice would Frog have? Or Frog? I feel like Frog and Robo are the easier ones. All right, I'm gonna get some gas before I run out. I mean, I don't think there's too many Final Fantasy names that are like that. I think there are a few, but there's barely any difference. It's like the difference between like an or a, you know, like just like a slight pronunciation difference. Again, going back to Chrono Trigger, I say Magus. I've heard Magus. I've heard Magus. Not too different. I mean, a difference like that could be just chalked up to region or accent. Bum 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 bum. All right, let's finish off the Leviathan stuff. And then we'll move straight into Omega. Now, I don't remember how long Omega takes. I think there's actually been some playthroughs of this where I skipped Omega. Because it honestly wasn't that super important to do. So I don't remember how long it takes. Here we are. Scans reveal a faint trace of Leviathan's energy signature. Closer examination required for confirmation. Confirmation.
Our trace of Leviathan.
That's a word. Now, I've mentioned my favorite parts in the Mass Effect series. This reveal is one of them. I don't know why I like it so much, but the reveal at the end of this is one of my favorite things in the series. Once again, I'm bringing these two. There's a decent fight here. So I need to bring something that's actually pretty okay. At this point, I should have been upgrading my weapons. I kept forgetting to do that. I need to buy them. I'll go with the Face-On. Face-On's just a nice, well-rounded assault rifle. It just works very nicely. And I'm tired of using a pistol. I want an SMG, though. How about an assault rifle and a sniper rifle? Not the Indra. I'll use the Viper. It's more lightweight. That's fine. I don't know. What about you, Callie? What's some of your favorite moments in the Mass Effect series? Or just anybody?
Cortez, what's the status on the probe we launched?
Tracking it now, Commander. I've confirmed that Leviathan's signal originates from this planet. Heard how, Anne helped us locate it. It's pretty spooky stuff.
Given the circumstances, what are we expecting to find down there?
Bryson's team called it a Reaper killer. From what we've seen, it doesn't want to be found.
It doesn't have a choice. We're here.
Yes, but then what? If this is a Reaper, how can we ally ourselves with it? They are monsters, never to be trusted.
Tally on her home planet? Okay. Well, that was yesterday. She got that moment in my playthrough, although it didn't end the way you might like. I mean, she got to stay on her planet. When you first find out about him. Well, there's that moment where you talk to Sovereign for the first time on Romero. That's a good one.
We're not going to win this war by turning away help, even if it does have blood on its hands.
Commander, new readings from the probe. It's narrowed down Leviathan's location. You're not gonna like it.
Let's hear it.
There's nothing but ocean. I show a concentration of structures floating on the surface, but the probe's giving us a signal below that. Way below.
Underwater?
Looks that way. The shuttle should still be able to reach it.
Well, they are called Leviathans.
That's possible?
The Kodiak is spec'd to nearly 1,000 atmospheres, but I've never actually tested that.
Guess we're gonna find out.
Status! Some kind of pulse hit us! Systems are shutting down! Brace for impact!
Good flying, Cortez. It's like James was flying. Okay. I remember doing this on the hardest difficulty.
Everyone all right?
I've survived.
It's not easy.
Worse, Commander.
How's the shuttle, Cortez?
They throw a lot of stuff at you.
I'll see if I can get power restored.
The hull will hold. That's what they say. Whatever God watches over EZO prospectors came through for us. Despite a hell of a smack in the water landing, the MSV Monarch displaced enough air to stay afloat. We're all thankful we're alive. Captain Pratt even ordered the champagne broken out. Helps perspective, I guess. The big puzzle? What downed us in the first place? Kunshin says it wasn't lightning. It was some kind of pulse. A directed energy weapon seems likely. But where would it have come from? There's no radio traffic. The whole bloody ocean is silent. Wait. Brooks with a that says bloody? Is this the character from Citadel? Although we know her name is not Brooks. Tonight the techs are going to try rerouting the power to get a good mass drop before getting the thrusters firing. If all goes well, we'll be airborne in 24 hours. No, you won't.
Copy that. We'll look around.
Look at all this. Whatever that pulse was,
Any idea how
we're
old
not the
these
first
are?
to get hit.
Old
Could
enough
be
not to
Leviathan's last line of defense.
Shen Kunshin. Attempts to get airborne have failed every time. The damage done by the pulses, if you could call it damage, doesn't make physical sense. The connections aren't fried, but the Monarch's thrusters disengage. The distress beacon is likewise dead, but most of our electronics are still functioning. It doesn't seem to be a result of shielding. Without a distress beacon, we've got no chance. I hear bad things about ration supplies, and I think that's why the captain ordered us to collect rainwater and set up tents on the decks. It keeps us busy. Brooks has been talking about using Matriton's weapons to try blast fishing. I agree, but I haven't seen anything that looks like a fish. I wish I was an optimist. Sniper rifle only. Alright. Fire bullets. Also, Callie, I did add some of those voice things in there. Although, from what I've been told, the hamster one, it's hard to understand what I'm saying.
Shepard,
I need to tweak it later.
Explains why no one gets out of here.
Dr. Chai Lin. The rations will hold us 2 days more. Brooks sent a drone to the bottom and it came up with bioluminescent plant life. None of it is edible. I warned the crew not to eat it before the tests were done, but Romero and Mullins tried it anyway. They haven't stopped vomiting, and their dehydration wastes fresh water. We sent Kunshin's team on a raft over to the wrecks. They came back with spheres, some kind of organic-based alien technology, and nothing to eat. I want to believe they'll give us some answers, but if they had helped the other ships figure out what happened, they wouldn't be here now, would they? It's getting cold. Yeah. What do you think about that, Leviathan?
Looks like a damaged Atlas. Different though, and it's not flying Cerberus colors.
It may not be Cerberus technology at all. Regardless, it doesn't work.
Yep, I already had a sniper rifle on. So now that you said that, I can only use the sniper rifle.
Death. Those ships look like they've been drifting for years.
Ooh. Yeah, this fight is actually pretty tough on the end. On the last part we have to fight. It throws a lot of stuff at you. And you have to move around. You can't just sit back and shoot. Which is going to make sniper rifle fun, am I right? Yeah. Well.
Look, up there.
Reapers!
Woo,
they
Reaper.
were right behind us!
Protect the shuttle!
Where are they coming from? Just all in front of me? Okay, works. Works for me.
Cortez, situation.
Swapping out the parts, Commander. Hang
Liara is already dead. So I am a Vanguard. I'm a Vanguard with a sniper rifle. So yeah. Thane could do it. Well, he's dead, so. Thane's not doing anything. Alright, enough of this.
Cortez.
Almost there, Commander.
Hip fire! This is how you use a sniper rifle, right? Get that back on them.
Cortez, what happened to almost there?
Out of development, Commander. Fixing it now.
Nope. Come on. Come on, hip fire. Stop failing me. Okay. This is not great with a sniper rifle.
Cortez, I need that bird in the air.
Especially with a sniper rifle that doesn't really do a lot of damage. Callie's trying to kill me. This is payback for letting Garrus and Tally die, isn't it?
Commander, I'm airborne.
Give us some cover fire.
Copy that.
Okay. Oh, hello. That'll kill you over time. Did we do it? They all dead? Maybe.
Another pulse hit me. Flight control scrambled.
Damn it. Cortez is in trouble.
I'm missing every shot. I am the best sniper rifle person in the world. Ow. That's gonna kill me, isn't it?
Commander, I've got enemy contact.
Oh, wow, it actually somehow didn't hurt me. Oh, pfft. Alright. Take this nice and slow. Or I'm gonna run over to help him right now before he dies. Oh, it's like one guy. Come on. Oh. Oh, assault rifles are great in this game.
Okay, we're clear.
Nice work, Commander.
Like this one.
But there's a development.
The face on.
We need to talk.
But I can't use that. Ooh, oh yeah, I have that thing. I have that. I need to remember I have this.
Status. Shuttle's a mess, Commander. That pulse knocked it right out of the air. We're not going anywhere.
The Normandy could extract us.
Same thing would happen to her. And the landing won't be as pretty. I'd say Leviathan has some sort of defense system in place.
That doesn't work on Reapers. But I'm not good enough, Callie.
Then we aren't getting out of here until we find it. So how do we do that?
Well, you might be able to use a mech. Looks like it's rigged for diving.
A diving mech?
It's a Triton model. Military grade, repurposed for deep sea exploration. As long as the seawater hasn't corroded it, you should be good to go.
I'm game. We chased Leviathan this far. Let's finish this.
It's a long ways down. Not gonna sugarcoat it.
I hear you. Time's wasting.
Wait a minute. Are we seriously considering?
First, we'll need to restore power to get that cargo door open.
How?
It appears we are.
These old Ballard-class ships are equipped with exterior power sockets. They use them for emergency repairs. We can strip the cells from the shuttle and use those for juice. Hang on, I'll get you started. Got a cell for you, Commander. Find somewhere to plug that in.
Okay. Yeah. This is also a multiplayer thing. Except I believe in the multiplayer, if you dodge, you drop it. In the single player, you don't. And boy, I would like a cloak for this. Not bad.
Another power cell for you, Commander.
Here they come! Get another power cell, Shepard! We'll hold them
See,
off!
even though I put on the concentration mod that makes time slow down slightly, I still am not great at this. I have like all these advantages. I can slow people down with this move. I slow down time and I still miss all. Okay, I ran right into him, didn't I? Alright, Javik, watch it back. Gonna take 2 more.
Got another cell here.
Although Dart Channel is really nice for this. I just run away and let it eat them up. Yum yum. That was enough. Yay.
Cargo doors are opening, Commander. That mech is all yours. It should still have weapons capability.
Oh, no. Stop looking at me. Get away from me. Oh, Javik just died. The last of the Protheans dies to regular enemies. Now, I know I've been role-playing this sort of with Brock, but as me, I do miss Tally and Garrus. I've missed Garrus a lot. Garrus could have been on my team this entire time. And I took him with me a lot. I mean, Garrus and Tally are my go-to team, and they're both dead. I'm going swimming.
Good. I need to get in the water before they come back.
Roger that. Walk the mech back to me when you're ready to dive. I should check it over first.
Nah, I'm just gonna jump in. Like Shepard, it could have a hole in it. Eh. Oh yeah, Garrus build with Typhoon is ridiculous.
All right, Commander. Let's get you out of there, and I'll do a systems check.
I have James with that build. It's not as good.
Risk is rarely a hindrance, but this plan, even I would hesitate.
We've come too far to stop now. The way home is through Leviathan.
Okay, SEALs check out. Oxygen pressure is nominal. Systems are a go. It's as ready as I can make it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Take care down there, Commander.
Closing hatch.
Yay, it's lore time.
Engaging systems. Ready.
Testing comlink.
I read you.
Here goes.
This reminds me of another game that I should play at some point. That'll be blind.
Commencing dive in
Subnautica.
3, 2, 1.
Again, people have told me I should play Subnautica. When I mentioned I like No Man's Sky back when I played it. I like some sci-fi stuff. I like, you know, that kind of like, it's like, oh, have you played Subnautica? Like, I have not.
Looks good so far. Copy that. Cortez? Cortez!
Ooh, this is a little, this makes me feel uneasy. Yep. Okay. Actually, we were talking about BioShock before. BioShock is one of those games that everyone tells me, based on what I like, that I would like it. I've tried to play it, and I don't like it. I don't know why. Also, I think my game just crashed. I love PC gaming. Hello in there. Hello. I'm still falling here. I'm gonna have to do that fight again, aren't I? I'm also having problems just alt-tabbing out of it. I can't quit. I'm trying to quit the game. It is not letting me. The Reaper has indoctrinated my systems. I cannot get out of it. It is assumed direct control. I'm stuck. Alright, how about this? Task Manager. Come on. What the? It says Mass Effect's not even going. Oh, there it is. There it is. Wow. That just broke everything. That was a big broke. All right, let's try again. I also mentioned, Callie, one of the games I recently purchased that I shouldn't have, but I did, that I'm going to play on stream is Octopath Traveler. I've never played it, and I've wanted to play it ever since it came out, and I've never played it. I'm looking forward to that one. There are several games that I haven't played before I'm looking forward to playing on stream, blind. Jade Empire is one of them, but Octopath Traveler might be number one on my list of games I want to play on stream blind. And while we sit here for 5 minutes waiting for it to connect to EA servers, again, I actually know next to nothing about Octopath Traveler. Nothing. I've seen like a teaser trailer when it was coming out, and that's it. I haven't heard any of the music. I've seen very little of the combat system. So I'm going in pretty much almost fully blind. I'm going in as blind as someone who just watched a teaser trailer and then played it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's all. I didn't watch like an actual official trailer. It was like a 30-second, like, here you go.
There and I'll do a systems check.
All right. Yeah, we already know. You goofed. You goofed it from the start. Can you actually mess? Okay. I know there are games like that where you can just mess up your your playthrough in the beginning.
Looks good so far.
Guess what I'm probably going to do?
Copy that.
All right, Leviathan, can you let me through now?
Cortez.
I'm watching you loading thing in the corner. Come on. Come on. Yay. We win. The Reapers have been defeated. Spooky. Oh, speaking of playing games blind on stream, I will be playing Undertale on Monday, blind. I've always wanted to play Undertale. I just never got it. Never got around to it. Figured, why not for Spooky Month? Well, Spooky Week. I didn't do a full month, all right? I don't like spooky games, so I did a week.
Not sure if you can read me up there. Looks like I finished the major descent. Can't see much from here. Suit is holding up. Emergency systems have come online. Life support operational.
Ooh. You know, I never thought of the ocean being the exploration that I want to do. I like space stuff, which is why I liked No Man's Sky. But Subnautica, I've seen a little bit of Subnautica from different streamers. I kind of want to try it.
Shutting down all non-critical systems to preserve remaining power. Not sure how much juice the emergency thruster will need to get me back to the surface. Can't worry about that now.
Now, every time I've watched a little bit of Subnautica being streamed, it's like in the middle of a playthrough. So I don't know what's going on.
Strange readings from the probe. Something is definitely down there.
Like, I feel a little overwhelmed with the crafting system and all that, but I'm sure the game eases me into it. If I started from the beginning, I'd probably learn how to play it. Ooh.
Reading the probe directly below me. Looks like the final drop.
Oh, now this is cool. And what will we
Can't say
discover?
anything just yet.
Can I look straight up? No, I can't. I hurt a little bit. Oh.
Found the probe. Seems intact. I'm gonna keep moving.
And this reveal coming up is one of my favorite moments of the series. See those bubbles? What's down there?
What is that?
Ooh. Yeah, I think we found Leviathan. And surprisingly, it looks like a Reaper. Wonder why. The darkness has been breached.
I had to find you.
This is not your domain. You have breached the darkness.
You killed a Reaper. I need to know why.
They are the enemy. One that seeks our extermination.
But I thought you were a Reaper.
They are only echoes. We existed long before.
Then what are you?
Something more. Your mind belongs to me. Breathe.
Dan. What's happening?
Your memories give voice to our words. Your nature will be revealed to us. Accept this.
You took down a Reaper. You could help us win this war. Why the hell are you hiding down here?
There is no war. There is only the harvest.
Then help us stop it.
None have possessed the strength in past cycles. Your own species could be destroyed with a single thought. But you are different. I have witnessed your actions in this cycle. The destruction of Sovereign, the fall of the Collectors. The Reapers perceive you as a threat. And I must understand why.
Because he's the main character.
Before the cycles, our kind was the apex of life in the galaxy. The lesser species were in our thrall, serving our needs. We grew more powerful and they were cared for, but we could not protect them from themselves. Over time, the species built machines that then destroyed them. Tribute does not flow from a dead race. To solve this problem, we created an intelligence with a mandate to preserve life at any cost. As the intelligence evolved, it studied the development of civilizations. Its understanding grew until it found a solution. In that instant, it betrayed us. It chose our kind as the first harvest. From our essence, the first Reaper was created. You call it Harbinger.
Ooh, there's a good reveal. Harbinger was the first Reaper. He is the Leviathan Reaper.
You built that machine despite what you saw the other races experience. Why?
You cannot conceive of a galaxy that bends to your will. Every creature, every nation, every planet we discovered became our tools. We were above existence of lesser species. The intelligence was envisioned as simply another tool.
And now we all pay the price for your mistake.
There was no mistake. It still serves its purpose.
How did you remain hidden all this time?
Our extermination was not complete. Some survived and found refuge in the dark corners of the galaxy. I am their progeny. Over the cycles, the Thrall races were controlled, removing traces of our existence as we directed them to. In this way, our survival was kept secret from the Reapers. Today, we reach out through the fragments and watch for discovery.
Fragments? You mean the artifacts we found?
They provide a window into the galaxy. Tools for exploring the events of this cycle from the safety of this world. Through them, we watch, we study, and remain in the shadows.
How did the intelligence defeat you?
To find a solution, it required information. Physical data drawn from organic life in the cosmos. It created an army of pawns that searched the galaxy, gathering this data. There was no warning. No reason given when they turned against us. Only slaughter. Only the harvest.
I am a biotic god.
No. Thank you for the 100-bit cheer, J Skaggs. How are you? And the Leviathan keeps saying that the Reapers betrayed them. The intelligence betrayed them. It didn't betray them. It thought it was serving its purpose. That's what he was made to do. Again, machine logic.
Tell me about the Reapers.
Each harvest ends with the birth of a Reaper. Perfect in its design. Each formed in Harbinger's image. Our image. Each Reaper has the power to influence organics. Over countless cycles, this ability was refined, perfected, and gave rise to indoctrination.
What's the point of all these harvests?
The intelligence has one purpose: preservation of life. That purpose is not being fulfilled. It directed the Reapers to create the mass relays to speed the time between cycles for greatest efficiency. The galaxy itself became an experiment. Evolution its tool.
Will it ever end?
Unknown. Until the intelligence finds what it's looking for, the harvest will continue.
And that's why I prefer the synthesis ending. Destroy just gets rid of the Reapers, but not the problem. And then Control just shifts control to Shepard, and then it's on him. Synthesis actually answers the question. It solves the problem. The other two really don't. That's why I prefer Synthesis.
What do you know about the Crucible?
We have watched its construction before. It has never been completed. Those who have tried still fell victim to the harvest. Its outcome is unknown.
Okay, you made your point. Will you help stop the cycle?
I have searched your mind. You are an anomaly, yet that is not enough.
Wait!
The cycle will continue.
No. You've been watching. You know this cycle is different.
We will survive. You will remain here as a servant of our needs. The Reapers will harvest the rest.
If you release me, no one has to be harvested.
Nothing will change.
It is their fault. Through their... Can you even call it arrogance? They were so powerful. They were like the Protheans on a whole different scale. I don't even think you can call it arrogance. They just simply... I don't know. I don't know what to call it. I guess that's close enough.
You're responsible for this. Every race that's ever been destroyed is because of you. And now the Reapers will destroy you too. Unless you start fighting. Even if you survive the battle today, the Reapers won't stop. Ever. Release me and we have a chance to end this, once and for all.
Good speech. And there's more than one. I wonder what the lifespan of a Leviathan is.
Your confidence is singular.
I've earned it. Out there fighting, where you should be.
It is clear why the Reapers perceive you as a threat. Your victories are more than a product of chance. We will fight, but not for you or any lesser race. We were the first, the Apex race. We will survive. And the Reapers who trespass on this world will understand our power. They will become our slaves. Today, they pay their tribute in blood.
Now, I do have to wonder, with the Leviathans on our side, if we beat the Reapers, what happens afterwards? Leviathans see us as bugs. Wouldn't they try to rebuild their empire? Kind of like the Protheans one. Wow, it seems like everyone that wanted to help us was really just in it for themselves. Like the Protheans were going to rebuild their empire with us. As most likely pawns. I mean, there's not that many Leviathans left. I'm sure we could overpower them if we had to. Of course, if you do the control ending, you have an army of Reapers to fight them off, so... And you know which one I'm doing. With a power-hungry, manipulative Shepard like Brock here, there's no way I'm not doing the control ending. I was going to do Destroy, but I can't. I can't not do control. It makes too much sense for his character. Assuming control. Don't know how direct it is.
Shepard's back. Cortez, status.
We're good to go. I don't know what the commander did, but the pulse is offline.
It's like I want more information, more lore on the Leviathans. I don't know how we're gonna get that, but I would like it. I'm sure there are theories.
Damn it, we got a Reaper inbound.
Okay, this is a pretty cool scene. See, it takes 4 of those devices and probably all 3 of those Leviathans to do that. But the fact is, if the Leviathans can take out an actual Reaper, then I can see why the Reapers consider them a threat. They can't just repurpose the Reaper soldiers. They can take out a Reaper.
Goddess! He's freezing. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Hell of a headache.
We're lucky we got you back.
What happened down there?
We found it. It's real. And a lot more than we ever imagined.
So was it worth almost dying for?
Yes.
It was. We exposed it. Pushed it into the light. Whether it likes it or not, it's a part of this war now. And it's gonna help fight.
It sounds like a good war story. Maybe even better than mine.
Yeah. One for the history books.
Hey, Javik didn't say anything bad. Oh, it's because they're organic. The Leviathans are a lot like the Protheans. In that way. Leftovers.
The Alliance wanted more intelligence on the Reapers. I'd say we got it.
Our people will be studying it for years to come. They're already calling it the Leviathan Codex. It rewrites galactic history as we know it.
Whatever else it means, it tells me the Reapers had a beginning. And maybe now we'll provide them with an end.
That's one way to look at it. I guess it's the only way. So go out there and make it happen. This is a big step in the right direction, Shepard. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
Hack it out.
This kind of goes under the fact of if the Reapers are programmed to do what they do, like a force of nature, and not take pleasure in it, why do they trash talk so much? Why do the Reapers always say we have no beginning? We just are. We've always existed, but they haven't. It's a lie. I like to chalk that like under like psychological warfare. When you hear an enemy say, "We've always existed. We have no end or beginning or whatever," that's kind of intimidating. If you were to say, "Oh, we were built like millions of years ago by this race that we killed," like, okay. Now, where are they in here? Ooh, liquid assets. Leviathan enthrallment team. I'm reading this one. A mixed species team of special operations soldiers have volunteered to covertly deliver Leviathan artifacts behind enemy lines. These attacks aim to make Reaper creatures thralls of the Leviathans. On a small scale, this could cause chaos and disruption. On a larger scale, and if given enough time, it could form an army of Reaper creatures dedicated to exterminating their own kind. The team's major limiting factors are the small number of artifacts, and the reluctance of Alliance commanders to operate openly with such a potent weapon for fear the Reapers might develop a countermeasure. Alright. Just get rid of all these new things. Fortunately. I like that. I like that little picture. He's got his little goggles on. Alliance. Allers is still in here for some reason. Husk neural map. Ooh. Interesting. Jovian dissertation. I want more on the Leviathans. I want all the data. Oh, that's all we get. Look at my numbers, though. I'm over 4,000, and I have a 50% readiness rating, so I think we're good. I could actually pick any ending I want at this point. Not bad. All right, time for Omega. I'm going to talk to everyone on the ship real quick because they might give them some extra dialogue for ending Leviathan. I doubt it, but it could be there. Trainer?
Commander?
That's what I thought, yeah. Although Edie and Joker might have something. Some throwaway lines. Make sure to save it before I get stuck on the floor again.
Joker, you asked for news about the human colony, Tiptree.
Hey, Liara, you don't need to worry about that right now.
Now's as good a time as any. I'm getting reports of refugee ships from Tiptree landing on Solarian colonies. I don't have names. I'm sorry. It was mostly children.
Well, Gunny, Hillary, my sister, Gunny's the nickname. She's had it since, she's only 15, so if it's children, then maybe I only lost my dad. Kind of an asshole thing to hope for.
Jeff, right now, take any kind of hope you can get.
Thanks. You too.
She's dead. Those two Asari in the Huerta hospital that are talking. She's talking about the area where his family lived. And the girl that the Asari was caught behind enemy lines without a weapon. The human girl that was with her had a broken leg. She was crying. And so they weren't both caught. She killed the human girl with her. Not to save herself. It's just like they were going to die either way. Like if they found, because of her crying, they were going to find them. She was dead either way. Messed up thing to have to do, but that was her.
Commander?
I don't think Joker ever finds out about that either.
So the Reapers did not fully exterminate their creators. That suggests they are fallible, even on large or long-term scales. Shepard, you are staring. Hello, Shepard.
All right. Yeah, a couple lines. At least Edie had some one-liners in there. And yes, the Reapers aren't perfect. They can make mistakes. I mean, they didn't find Ilos. They're machines, but they're not perfect. Although, to be fair, they're machines that were designed by organics, and organics are not perfect. So, I guess in a sense, the Leviathans are only alive because of their own imperfection when they made the Reapers, I guess you could say.
Thank you for the data packet. The results
the information network terminal.
Well, thank you, Glyph. Power cooldown or power damage cooldown?
I can only imagine talking to something so huge, so alien. I hope it helps against the Reapers.
Better.
Ready for the next mission?
I mean, their lives are on the line just like ours. They've been discovered. If we lose this cycle, the Leviathans are also dead.
Just reviewing some reports.
All right. Javik is the big one I want to talk to. I'm still missing a cutscene for him, and we're almost to the end of the game. A cutscene that I think I missed my first time through streaming it. Is odd. Javik. Come on, let there be an actual cutscene.
I have studied your human religions, Commander. Your devil and his fall. Leviathan and its kind deserve the same fate. They once unleashed a plague that has haunted all of our history to this day. I say their own hell is the abyss you found them in. One I hope they never escape from.
I mean, if you're saying that once this is over, we're gonna maybe like punish them by making them go back to where they were at hiding. He's like, get in there. I can see that. All right. We can't, it's not like we can imprison them. That would be an imprisonment, I guess. I'm sure they wouldn't go quietly, though. As soon as the Reaper threat is done, they're probably going to try to do their thing again.
Your Liara Asari asks many questions. You would think she'd never seen a Prothean before.
Is that a joke, Javik? Oh. Good one.
How do you see with only 2 eyes? Evolution has taken a strange turn in this cycle.
Well, the extra eyes didn't help the Batarians survive.
Commander.
Rip Batarians. Even if we beat the Reapers, the Batarians are done. And it's, I mean, we're not sure about the Elcor either. I mean, again, he said that not enough civilians were saved, but could just be because they're civilians. It's bad that most of them died, but they might not have enough left.
Can't say I was happy sending you down in that submersible by yourself. Don't know why I ever worry about you. Take on ancient aliens from the deep? Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Cataloging our spare parts.
Okay, while I'm here, I'm going to buy stuff. It is the buying part of the stream. I don't want to spend too long doing this because I want to get through more DLC tonight. Most likely not finishing the DLC tonight. I don't know what I was thinking trying to get through all 3. That took 3 hours. So. Phalanx. Yeah, it's cheap enough. I'll get all 5. Tempest is a pretty cool SMG. Basically, I'm going to focus on like 1 or 2 weapons of each grouping. SMG, the only SMG I really like in this game that I have right now is the Tempest. So I'm going to spend money on that. There are plenty of assault rifles I like. I like the Phaeston. I like the Geth Plasma. I like the Matic. The Cerberus Harrier. I'm going to go Phaeston. It's just such a well-rounded weapon. And then I will also go... maybe Cerberus Harrier? Yeah, we'll do Cerberus Harrier. Eagle for pistol. I don't have the Carnifex yet. I don't know how I'm missing that. Watch it be on... is this... Is the Carnifex in Sanctuary? That's really late to get it unlocked. Huh. I could buy the Paladin. I have just enough for it. But I'm going to spend my money on this stuff, so... How about... oh, the Valkyrie's also really good. Oh, there's so many good... Ooh, the Widow. Valiant. The Valiant's too good not to level up. Now, this is a bit annoying to do. You have to scroll down every time. I'm actually going to stop buying that because it's super expensive now. Cerberus Harrier. Having to scroll down like this every time. Harrier. I always buy the... I always buy the Paladin. I get it every time. Let's just spend the money what we have. I always buy the thing. Cerberus Harrier. 4's fine. Piranha, Acolyte, Typhoon. Stupid harpoon gun. I'm actually kind of good with this. In fact, yeah, I'll finish off the Valiant, and I'll finish off the Cerberus Harrier. Those will be my go-to weapons. And a shotgun. I need at least 1 or 2 shotguns, too, don't I? Where is the shotgun that I bought? There it is, Wraith. I never get to use it, so I might as well level it up and use it right now. Wraith. And the last one's going to be super pricey. Yep. Ouch. That's good for now. I know this costs more, but I'm just seeing what I might have missed. Gauntlets. Visor. Archon visor. Chest piece. Good enough. Reeves. Managerial capacity. You really don't need that. I don't have the incisor yet. Good. I don't like it. And there's the Carnifex. I somehow missed it somewhere. And now I'm going to buy all the stuff for it. And there we have our 2 pistols. SMG. I have always thought the SMG scope was a stupid idea. Argus, Raider, Ultralight, Assault Rifle. Pistol. Nah, we're good. Piercing mod, I never use that, never use that. Use that. That I do use. Might use that on something. Pistol upgrade. Alright, we're good. I just spent a ton of money. Oh yeah, James. Talk to James. Oh, it's the doggy. Oh, he's asleep. Aw. Hey, Captain.
With the Leviathan on our side, maybe we pull this thing off after all.
Maybe, James.
Too bad Anne never got to see her dad's work pay off. Sure would have liked to visit Thessia before the war. Imagine a whole world of those blue beauties. One of the wonders of the galaxy, if you ask me. You want to hit Cerberus where it hurts? I'm with you. Ready when you are.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like James? James is growing on me. I don't think I liked him that much either my first time through, but I kind of like him now for a human. For a starting generic human, I like him. I mean, compare him to Ashley and Caden or Jacob or Miranda, I like him. All right, let's go to Omega. We're starting Omega DLC, and we'll get through some of the Citadel DLC tonight, but we probably won't finish it. I might save the last mission and then the party for tomorrow. Bum, bum, boop, boop, bop, 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 boop. Oh, come, Automod, I swear. I'm pretty sure I allowed that before. I don't know why I did that. Do. Well, you might be a little sad tomorrow then, because I don't know if Miranda's going to live or not. I'm going to do Sanctuary. I'm doing Sanctuary tomorrow. Along with the rest of the endgame stuff. And probably Citadel. Finish it up. I don't get it done tonight, which I probably won't. I don't know if she's going to live or not. She's loyal. And I warned her about Kai Lang. But I also didn't give her resources. So I have no idea if she's going to live or not. It'll be a surprise. This one, right? Yeah, that's the Omega one. Now, I haven't done the Omega DLC in a while, so. Oh, it's Bray! Bray is best Batarian friend.
The great Commander Shepard. And me without my autograph book.
Save it. Just take me to Aria.
Follow me.
I like Bray. He doesn't try to kill me. He's a nice Batarian.
So where is she?
Nice entrance.
Shepard.
Arya. So let's take Omega back.
Arya. How dramatic.
There are too many eyes and ears in Purgatory.